board. We did think Mousesports would be a solid pick for this matchup, and they are not proving us wrong. 1 round remains. We have a Hellraiser's timeout at the moment. Boom.
Oh dear. Dennis wanted the frags, man. He's like, I want to catch up with Nico and Chris J. Please let me have this.
Why do you get to go into me? 1 round remains. We have a Hellraiser's timeout.
I think he would have been able to get the ace, actually. And maybe with a double nade. Imagine if Lower doesn't peek in there, because they're pretty tagged. Anyway, we're almost at the end of the first half, and it's hard really to see Mousesports letting this game up, just because their confidence must just be through the roof at the moment, frankly.
Yeah, this is a great way to start the day for Mousesports. See what happens in the second half. But first comes the conclusion of the first. Dennis and Lowell in the middle area once again. Chris James speedy towards B. Nico playing from the car position on A. Won't be anything fast towards the A site. Hellraisers again should be smoking off the front of B. Chris J's gone to the box position in the checkers area actually, so he's changing things up. Anticipating perhaps what Hellraisers might do. So for those of you who don't know how to pop flash main, that's how you do it. You can crouch next to the entrance there and throw a flashbang. And it lands quite nicely to allow your teammates to rush into A. Very slow start from Hellraisers at the beginning of this last round.
Yeah, we've seen Lowell play this position quite a few times too, whereby he has a teammate, Dennis, supporting him, but whilst the smoke is down on the T-warehouse, and there you go, they're going to be going over the boost. He's good for a 1-for-1 at the moment, but that does benefit actually Hellraisers, although they did lose some utility in this effort, and they've also lost a lot of health on multiple players. And in comes Dennis for another 1-versus-1, and it's actually going to be a trade again, so 3-versus-3. This actually looks quite good. Hellraisers have 35 seconds to play with, though. That's the only constraining factor. And that as well. That's also a constraining factor, James.
Yep.
Spitty out of the vent.
They did smoke off the short position from the boost, but not sure if they've going to be able to capitalize on that. It has indeed disappeared. Nico's made his way towards connector. He's got a nice angle for the cross, but he's about to be smoked off, so he'll need to reposition. Ooh, this is an angle I have not seen used very often. We'll see if it pays off for him. He can opt to stand around the sandbags as well and watch the left-hand side timing. Timing is real. So we'll see what his teammates do while he holds an angle. Spiddy from the back, and now Bondic is in a lot of trouble. Chris J's got a Molotov, so does Spiddy. So he may get roasted and toasted. 3 players coming his way. There's the first Molotov forced into the reticle of Nico, and he will take him down. 12-3 half of Mousesports. Lovely jubbly.
And Spitty took his shoes off in that round, James. He's just sneaking up on everyone. Ninja style. No footstep noises going on. And that looks really easy. So 11-3. That's, well, 12-3, sorry. That's a big scoreline for Mousesports to play off of. They are looking good.
Thumbs up. See if he'll have the thumbs up at the end of this half. But three rounds, and Hellraiser's on the CT side now. Lots of questions to be had, but for now we'll see Nico and Lowell both up there with the kills, 15 and 14 respectively. Yeah, the rest of the teammates not far behind with 13, 12, and 11. So they are all in line. Chris J has been doing really good work. Good to see that consistency with the AWP straight off the bat, from both him and Nico, but ever dangerous is Chris J.
Yeah, the Dutchman has been just doing an incredible job. This was right at the start in the 5th round. He basically just picked up the AWP, already hitting some incredible shots, showing some great composure. And the thing is that some of the shots are easier than others, but that's the mark of a good AWPer, just to hit everything. And in fact, he even got a tag in this round before they pushed in through the wall. Which I don't think a lot of people would have noticed, because that's not a common wallbang spot at all, but he still hit everything. Chris J has really been going off and getting all the opportunities and executing well from those opportunities. And you can see just how well he's been doing with these stats. So hopefully we get to see more from Chris J in the major if he continues this form, because when he's at his peak, it honestly is such a joy to watch.
Yeah, when it's maps like Cash or Dust 2, you basically don't want to play against Mousesports on those maps because Chris J. And also because Nico, but especially on Dust 2 because Chris J. He is something disgusting if you give him the right maps to play on. Countdown has begun. Let's see if Hellraisers can win a much-needed pistol round. Otherwise, they are going to get smoked like Kipper's dad.
That's true. That is very true. Hellraisers, they have a lot of experience on the lineup, to be honest. In the likes of Angel, he's a very experienced kind of figurehead for the team, so hopefully he can really lead his team back into some semblance of a comeback, but it does all begin here. Let's see what they have in store for Mousesports. Mousesports, though they are on the T side, so they are going to be dictating things somewhat here with what looks to be a very full-on push into that A-bomb site, and they're all going to go for the door, which means that if you're actually trying to spot from the car, you won't hear them open the squeaky door. So this is, but they have Bondic there to spot it instead.
Yeah, he may be anticipating this with the angle he's holding. That smoke grenade will not give him anything, and he's going to run all the way back. It's retake time. Dead Fox has got a Molotov. That may help towards the quad area, and there is a smoke grenade onto Bondic as well. Stico off to a good start with the P2000. They're double peeking from the short position, 2 over towards car as well, and they're allowing Angel to get into position. There's the smoke going towards main, in fact. So we'll see how this plays out. That's going to cut off some angles. Biddy's in main at the moment, throwing a pop flash. Nico spotted up top, but they're wasting a lot of time here. Hellraisers, they need to get onto the site. Yes, they've got a kit, but they need kills. There's still 4 Mousesports players alive. Nico is sitting there all day. He's just not dying. Why won't he die then?
That took way too long. That engagement, trying to, just the effort to kill Nico there was an entire team effort, James, and it took about 20 seconds, and that was 20 seconds too long.
They lost the round trying.
Look at him, look at his face.
Hilarious.
He's loving it.
He probably heard the ching, 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 ching. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna sit here. They lost the round trying to kill Nico. Yep. That's what happened.
Deary, deary me. Deary, deary me. That was just too much. That's actually a good example in an extreme, I suppose, of when you're trying to do, let's say, a site retake.
He knows, look at him, he knows.
And there's someone flanking. It's like, it occupies so much mental space. You're trying to deal with one thing. Like, everybody on the team is trying to deal with that one thing. And that just creates this window for that to be a huge distraction. And then you're going to be looking in the wrong place, just as we saw there, and you'll get shot in the back of the head. So, not a good start in the second half here from Hellraisers. But it's not over yet. So they could still come out with a very solid economic situation if they were to win here. Significant disadvantage, of course, but let's see if they can do it.
Got smoke grenades going all over the shot, the Molotovs as well. How will it play out for them, though? They've got that early smoke grenades down to try and plant the bomb. Tags on both sides, and now we've got Bondic streaming through. Where the kills, though? There's Lower getting taken down. Deagle coming in to do work as well. Nico and Chris J remain potential for Hellraisers. They are back, but for how long? That's the question. They are 9 rounds behind Mousesports, but they have some advantage for the time being.
Yeah, that's a great way to build a good economic situation for yourself. It actually puts the other team, the losing team in this case, which would be Mousesports, at more of an economic disadvantage. Instead of if Mousesports had just straight up lost the pistol round. It's going to take longer for Mousesports to recover economy, and Hellraisers will have a much quicker boom to their economy. They're going to be very prosperous. You can see they were able to pick up so many UMPs. It's a lot of money saved right off the bat, so really good situation for them in that sense. They just have to make sure that they are able to hold on here, and they should be fine. I mean, all we see is just a P250 on Nico, not even that classic Deagle that we come to expect, and they're going to be running into the UMPs right now, and it's going to be cleaned up here. Stico with 3, and Jay caught these problems, but he will go down to Angel in the end, allowing Hellraisers to claim this round, which was mostly a formality.
Nice fast round. Mousesports want to move on, but there's more money for them to accrue. A lot of these players in the low 3,000s. From that position, Stico's legs would be exposed. You see Chris J shooting him. If you're crouching on the corner of the vents like that, the T's can see your legs and you can't see the T, so bear that in mind, those of you at home. Also, when the vent is unbroken and you're standing next to it, inside the vent is a CT, there are angles where your entire body can be seen and you can't see anything. You have to crouch to get full vision with that vent update. That's a nice shot from Dennis. Good damage done early on. Zero's in trouble as well if he goes for a slow pick. Oh! Shoulder tagged. And he's susceptible to the meat shots, and here they come. Still alive for now, but there's more damage to be done here by the Mousesports side. He just got wrecked by Stico. Nice save for his teammate there.
The confidence is just, look how savage Dennis was there. He smelled the blood, he's just going in. Like a shark, James. It's just going in there.
Don't say that.
Saw the blood. And there was no stopping him apart from some bullets.
I'm going shark diving in 7 days, so thank you for that. Chris J moving towards the A site with the bomb. Bondic's there. It will be a gauntlet run to make it to the sites. And it's one that he will not survive. Lowell, it's about damage now with this last Deagle. Zero is alone on the B bomb site. He's playing the headshot position, but Lower will surely pre-aim this position. There he is, boom, straight in the jaw, son. Now he's got an M4, there's more damage to be done. He's got no Kevlar. Just waiting, expecting people to come to his position, but they should know where the bomb is. So that's unlikely. 35 seconds left. Holding the deagle out, that's quite nice. I find it very distracting to try and shoot while inspecting a gun, but
it is.
Clearly he has a calmer head than I do. And again, he's got a deagle out because he just wants the one-shots, man. He's about damage. He just wants to do damage. He wants to cause carnage problems. Now they've left the bomb with just Angel on the A side. He could even plant the bomb. He could plant the bomb at this time to get the bomb.
Oh no, come on. He has to go straight for it though, and he's realized that it's clear. That lack of knowledge is the only thing stopping him from actually doing more damage in the round. But you could see that that was a round where everybody has permission. Just go have some fun. Because they don't expect to win this round. Dennis had some fun. He's obviously been to Nico's School of the Deagle right there with some of those 1Ds that we saw. And Mousesports in with a big buy now finally for them. And we haven't really had a chance to see anything from their T side, and they're so close to winning the match with such a strong CT side. So we call to see what they have to display here, because if we look at Cobblestone yesterday, they got kind of destroyed by Na'Vi. Na'Vi played really well, and one thing I did definitely notice is a newfound structure to some of Mousesports' T-sided rounds, even though yesterday didn't pan out for them.
Dead Fox getting off to a good start, taking Spiddy down. Mousesports with a focus towards A there. We've got Chris J in main already on the reverse side, getting smoked off just as he was emerging. We see Bondic on the site on his own at present. Angel can come in to help if required. Mousesports chilling out, watching the flank. Nico doing some harassment. Bondic holding an angle to make sure he doesn't get shot through that door. We see Lola and Chris J on either side of main. They're waiting for an opening. Mousesports are very good at picking players off. Chris J looking at all the usual angles, trying to get a read on the trajectory of these grenades perhaps. But no one is serving themselves up. Ever the dangerous man, Chris J. They know they can't peek. Stico's in a very strong position. Down Dennis goes, and now the T's have to move.
Yeah, good positioning here for them. Despite being down some members and not truly 100% on the bomb site, they've got some position to work from, and you can see it's working out for Lowell, pushing up from the forklift side. Oh, Bondic, no one's checked quad! No one's checked quad! And Chris J's gonna tag him, but the pistol comes, oh, in fact, no, the AK comes out from Nico to cover Chris J. Otherwise, he was probably gonna die there. Nico comes in, buys himself one more, but Zero with that trade in a timely fashion, but Chris J's on for this. A 1 versus 2 clutch situation with that bomb ticking away. The pressure is on for here for Hellraisers. They cannot afford to lose this round, but they're up against Chris J.
They're not peeking just yet, they're taking the time, but again, that clock is running down. Chris J coming out for the peak. Zero takes his head straight off. They do have diffuse kits, they'll pick up an AWP as well. In fact, Dead Fox already has his, so they won't pick up a second one, it seems. Zero standing over it, but decides not to. But again, that's a very crucial retake from Hellraisers. Very patient play as well. Starting to get tense with that clock, but Nerves of Steel on the Hellraiser side. 6 rounds behind now. There's another buy, though, coming from Mousesports.
Yeah, that definitely was a close one. You can see how quick Zero was here. Oh, that is quite the snap, isn't it? And it's interesting, Chris J's position, because he decided to go for quite a wide peak there. He really wanted to get a 1 versus 1, which is quite smart. Either way, Mousesports now coming in with the UMP Galil. Full utility though, pretty much. And looks like they want to just hammer that B bomb site. And I think Hellraisers will be pretty happy with that. They've got loads of players here. And boom, there it is. Dead Fox finds himself an easy pick off. And seeing Spiddy go to that position with a grenade out probably tells Dead Fox quite a lot about exactly what Mousesports originally intended, where quite a few members might already still be.
Yeah, I think their Molotov completely messed up and went in the wrong place, because I think the normal idea, if you watch Get Right, for example, when he plays towards B on the T side, he's Molotoving this position after smoking, this position where Dead Fox is standing, so maybe an error there. It can be a bit finicky. See, Nico's going to try and Molotov it this time. They're going to run straight through, so he's forced from his position, Dead Fox, but he's up onto a wall, but Nico comes out of nowhere. Down goes Nico as well. This is a disaster for Hellraisers. Zero still on the site. Again, that smoke grenade will be his friend. He's got a buy time for his teammates to rotate in as well. He can't do anything else. Angel spraying through the smoke, 2-on-2.
This is pretty impressive. I mean, they got denied, but just still that beat bomb site. Oh, what HP. How is he still alive? Chris J is surely not long for this well. The bomb's still trying to go down there. Lowell's going to get it planted. He's only got 42 health himself. This is going to be a tough one. Oh my god, he's down to 7. These grenades! Oh man, how are they going to live through this one? Well, Hellraisers are definitely taking their time about it. Really desperately awaiting a peek from Mousesports, but Mousesports are so scared because their health is just ridiculously low. Chris J gets 1. He knows where Bondic is. He's got 1 point of health. What? Chris J and Lowell somehow win that round. That should never happen. 14-7.
That is unbelievable. They survived, that's like the worm's carpet bomb, the banana bomb.
Man. The banana bomb, I like it.
All banana bombs coming out. Man, that is insane. So unfortunate for Hellraisers. Lovely aiming there from Chris J. You see Nick, I was like, 2 rounds away from victory now. Double the score of Hellraisers. We've got a tactical timeout from Hellraisers. They have their money is it's a bit all over the place. It's going to take them a while to calculate what they can actually buy in this round, or if they want to play against match point, which I'm sure they don't. Tough times ahead for the Hellraiser side.
Yeah, they've really been through some demoralizing situations now. Being on the end of the clutches in the way that they have, like that one, kind of crazy. And one thing I noticed which was really cool about that round was when Nico got into checkers, he killed 2 people almost instantaneously with a UMP. And I don't know how you can do that because it's not very good at range.
What's even more insane is Chris J with 1 HP standing on top of the barrels on the site, jumped off into headshot and then didn't die from world impact or anything.
Nuts. What a crazy
that is nutty. Hellraiser's going for what could be a fast play. It would be a timely play. I don't think anybody's watching the boost at the moment from around the truck area. Oh, Sneaker caught out of position by Dennis. Bondic going down as well. Angel spamming with a 5-7. That spam will be received in the inbox. Lovely shot to Speedy as well. Still opportunity. Down to 2 versus 2 though. The bomb is being flanked by Dennis. We've got Zero making a slow proceeding towards the A site to try and help his teammate, but Angel is in a sticky situation.
Oh, he knows that someone's lurking. Didn't expect Nico to be up top. Nico, that position has been working out well for him so far. However, finally, Zero will take him down. 1 versus 1 with so much time. This is very favorable for Dennis because Zero, it's very, very hard for him to be able to be in a position where he can know where Dennis is in the after plant. And that's why this is so good for Dennis. He can plant the bomb pretty much in front of the site. He could take that gamble if he wants. He could plant this very open. I think this is quite a conservative plant from Dennis. He could have actually planted it in the default spot right at the back where you can see it from from B storage, but maybe he'll just stay on the site. He could be anywhere. That's the problem for Zero.
Another thing is Zero doesn't have a kit. I'm not sure if one was purchased, but there we go. He does not have time. He has to rush into the site. He's got little choice. We see Dennis. Oh man, Zero is at the complete mercy. Everything is against him in the situation. Spots Dennis, and Dennis will take him down. Match point Mousesports.
Yeah, and it's really interesting in those situations because you see where the bomb is planted, and you have to think to yourself, this becomes a mind game. You have to think to yourself, based on where the bomb is planted, what are the most likely positions that my opponent's going to try to defend that plant from? What is the strongest position to defend that plant from? He's probably going to be in one of those spots, and then that's where the mind games tend to be, because he could be in an off angle, which is actually a really suboptimal spot objectively, but because of that meta situation going on, it becomes basically the round guarantee. So into the next round, into match point here, and already a bit of damage onto Angel in middle. This is a grim situation for Hellraisers. They are resorting to pistols, a single UMP as the only automatic weapon here. That is not good times.
Mousesports starting with general map control, making sure there's no push, or they're aware of any push from the Hellraiser side. Chris J going for the wall bangs in case anybody's up top on the ledge, in the corner, behind the box, behind the wall, absolutely anywhere. This is not a good time to be on the B-bomb site.
Yeah, Chris J is really good with those wallbang angles. We've seen so many highlights from him in the past, on this map too, with scout wallbangs. So Dennis gets himself mid for free, which is cool for Mousesports, and that's going to give them more pieces to the puzzle. That is where the CTs are at the moment. And ooh, Angel's jumping around. That
he's going to die. He's done. He's done. Yeah. That's a wrap. Not expecting that. Nice tag onto Dennis though, but again, advantage mouse sports. Nico looks away, but now there's a bit of map control coming back the way of Hellraisers. Dead Fox has a lot to do here. Oh, he's been teased by the head, and Chris J will take him off. Smoke in the front of the site, but what can Zero do? There are so many people against him. Spots Lowell, but Lowell is just baiting him there. He is the bait on the end of the hook, and Zero's taking that hook. Nico left now to keep Hellraisers in this game against 3 with the Deagle. Can he get it done? Looks unlikely, and Lowell will unceremoniously finish him off. Splinters on the way down as well. That is a nasty finish for Hellraisers.
And this in some ways reminded me a little bit of when Mousesports were defeated yesterday by Na'Vi. Everything was going Na'Vi's way. Na'Vi were playing so well, they were always ahead of the game. And today that's what we saw for Mousesports instead against Hellraisers. Although I feel like Hellraisers didn't have quite as good of a performance or as good as opportunities as we saw from Mousesports against Na'Vi. But yeah, very encouraging start from Nico and Chris J. That excites me, James.
After the break, review from the desk. See you then.
Yes, welcome back, and you can see it's all smiles at the moment for Mousesports here in the G Fuel E-League arena. They were able to overcome Hellraisers pretty easily, it must be said, on a map that is one of their specialities. We're going to break that down for you now on the desk. So let's talk about it, gentlemen. I've got to say, the way Hellraisers played, wasn't really feeling it at all, actually. You don't deserve to win games when you play that poorly.
Yeah, well, I mean, also, you know, even when you combine yesterday, it just seems like they've come into this tournament a little bit flat to start things out. But I mean, again, you know, they went against SK yesterday, and then today against a Mousesports team that had Chris J early on. Very, very impactful with the AWP on the CT side. He was huge, but then I mean, he was just good enough for a long enough time to get everyone else involved, because we saw some of the classic Nico. We saw some of the incredible shots, the great game out of him. You know, Lowell had another good game. So the role players from Mousesports also stepped up. Dennis as well with 20 kills. This was really just the ops of Mousesports between Nico and Chris J were just so strong that Hellraisers didn't really have a plan to get past those.
Yeah, and I gotta say, you know, Nico did look more like his old self. Full credit to Chris J, because in the early game, it was really all about him. He was making the kills and locking down the sites, really stopped any Hellraisers pushes, and then Nico kind of woke up and joined him. And at that point, it's like all mouse sports, Duncan, where if Nico and Chris go off, it's very hard to beat.
Yeah, I mean, in this game, mouse sports kind of reminding you of Metallica, because every now and then you get that flash and you go, yeah, they did used to be good. They did used to be good. So no, the thing about this team here is, this is one of the reasons famously for mouse sports why you don't let them play Dust 2 and Cash, you know, because on those two maps, for whatever reason, yeah, they're comfortable on those maps. They have the routine down on them. A bunch of the players kind of know what to do, how to get their game going. It's amazing they can't really do it on more than these maps, but this is one of the reasons why we even looked at that map veto and we're like, this is looking a bit dodgy for the Hellraisers guys.
But it seems to be something going around, because actually we were just talking to Kerrigan as they were walking through. A lot of teams at the moment are leaving like their opposing team's best maps. I mean, we saw it with Astralis letting Godsend play Train, saw it with North on Cobble against Gambit, and now we're seeing it again Cash with Mouse Sports. Like, why are teams letting these maps through?
And I got to say, you know, we talk about attitude being important when you're a high-level competitor. Definite difference in attitude overnight with Nico. You know, we talk a lot about how
the many
visibly...
faces of Nico, exasperated.
Yeah, but you know, we saw how frustrated he was, and obviously I think perhaps overnight maybe someone's had a chat with him, giving him some feedback about, you know, this does impact negatively on your team, and I think he's probably took some of that feedback into his bosom and really just
winning solves all problems as well.
Yeah, and of course it's nice to win, but you can see here as well. I mean, it's day and night, right, Duncan?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's enjoying himself. He's a happy chappy.
I think the important part is not only being like an emotional leader for the team, but even if you're just the in-game leader, that's something that kind of reflects through. If you have that kind of attitude, if you're making those kinds of faces, that's going to reflect in the decisions and the communication you have with your teammates in the game.
And you can see the difference in his individual performance just there with the numbers on your screen as well. So he really delivered here. Hellraiser's very different prospect to Na'Vi, but just a final word about Hellraisers. I think they're going to be disappointed after doing so well in the qualifier to be 0-2 here from nowhere.
Well, if you notice, so far they haven't managed to get to those maps that they have the upset potential. You know, this is a problem for this team, because coming into the qualifier, I don't think many teams really were looking at them as an opponent and going, right, we've studied them, we know what they're all about. I think a lot of teams were thinking, oh, I'll just play them on a map that I don't mind playing on, you know, somewhere that's a middle shared ground, whereas now teams realize you just get them away from the Trains and Cobbles of this world. Actually, they're not that good a team. They're kind of like a shallow map pool, you know, once-off upset type team. So at the moment, they haven't really shown us that they're a world-class level team.
Right, well, we are going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get into the second game. It's going to be Na'Vi versus Envious. This one promises to be a cracker. We'll see you soon.
The major is unique compared to other tournaments because everybody sacrificed, everybody boot camps, and everybody's here to win.
It's the biggest tournament in the world. Massive prize pools, massive viewers.
There's so much hype going into a major, and as a player, you're just never relaxing. You're always thinking about how you're going to play at the major. You put a lot of pressure on yourself, you put a lot of pressure on your teammate.
I would say that's why it's special. Everyone gives everything they've got.
It's the highest level of competition you can have in CSGO. That's why everyone loves the majors.
Welcome back to the G Fuel E-League Arena. We're about to get into Na'Vi versus NVS. Na'Vi, my personal pick for this one. They've got to get a major at some point. Duncan, why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, this is a team where, if you remember, what's changed since the last major is the coaching rule. So when they made that change, that looked on paper like one of the all-time great blockbuster moves in CS, because you had this fantastic team which was capable of making deep runs at majors, which was almost winning majors, that sort of a level, and you brought in the impact player from ESL One Cologne. You thought, right, this is the only guy from our region who's superstar level talent, add him into Na'Vi, and that should have been a formula for a major right there. Problem is, that was with Starix as the in-game leader. Then he could have maybe piloted them around, he could have had all this talent and then brought it together. Without Starix, with him just being able to have this occasional input like he has during timeouts now, it's fallen to Seized, and Seized unfortunately has not been able, it's not even that just that he hasn't been able to be the in-game leader, he hasn't been able to be that type of an in-game leader. So I think part of the evolution of Na'Vi has been finding a new identity for the team. That really slow map control style did not work for them. At one point in time, they weren't even getting out of group stages. So I want to see, yesterday's game wasn't much of a game. I mean, they just destroyed completely, a lot of it from the CT side actually. I want to see in a real game against a real opponent, now what can they actually do now? Now let's see how seasons in-game leading works months down the line. Are they going to stick with that old style, or do they have something they worked on in that boot camp where, by the way, they spent the most hours of everyone practicing?
Well, the question I must ask you then, Jason, is, are Envious a real opponent?
I mean, I'm not entirely convinced. They have some very, very good players, but as we saw yesterday in the game against Liquid, prone to some massive mistakes, some massive lapse in focus that, frankly, against a team like Na'Vi, that's going to get more punished than it was against Liquid, and Liquid was almost able to turn that around. The good news for Envy, yes, Kenny S showed up in a big way, but NBK yesterday, that was some of the old, that was like flashback 2 years ago when NBK was one of the hard carries of some of these French lineups before he started seeding that kind of a play style to be a little bit more supportive. That's always good news, but I mean, it's always going to be the rumors around this team about around the roster changes that are going to happen after the major. They kind of spin it as backs against the wall. We don't have any pressure. We don't have any expectations, and that's where they like to play from. Well, they do have to find some way to have good games as a team, because they're not going to have that same level of performance, I think, from Sixer, who had a massive impact in overtime, winning clutches, having big impact kills. That's not going to happen for you every game. NBK might not top the charts again every game, so this is going to be a big test for Envy.
And just a reminder, you are able to watch this match on Game Command, which is our player. It's really good. You get to be your own director at home. More angles, more action, and indeed more E-League. That's at live.eleague.com. So let's get into the vetoes, Duncan. Where do you see this one going?
Yeah, this is quite interesting because actually I give the advantage to Envious, and since they have the 3 bans at this point in time, they can really take out Na'Vi's strengths. So we know they're taking out Overpass. I imagine Mirage is going to get taken out by them soon enough, so there's a strength right off the table. We'll see when they go with this. Envious, and both Envious and Na'Vi have actually floated Nuke at times, so they might leave that till the very end. Taking Train out, not that big a surprise. Envious never really got into grips with it. Now, Envious is going to leave Nuke in the equation. It's not going to be that. It's going to be Cobblestone. Now, here's what's interesting is, if you remember the one event that this Na'Vi lineup won, ESL One Cologne, an amazing, miraculous run, but in spite of having these great games where everything did click, they got smashed on every Cobblestone game they played. And at the time, they just had to decide, that's why we're going to have to learn Nuke, because we can't play Cobblestone. So I'm amazed they've left it in. With that said, presumably for a team that's put in that much boot camp, that must mean they've worked on it. So you're going to really have your work cut out against you and Envious, because this is one of their signatures.
So call it, who's winning?
This is a tough one, actually. I'm going to go with Na'Vi, so I'm going to say Na'Vi just by
I'm actually taking with Na'Vi as well. I'm going to trust that skill.
All right, well, thanks very much. Ready to get into the game? We're going to hand you back over to James and DDK.
Thank you very much, Richard. Duncan raised some good points there. This may be dangerous waters for Na'Vi. One would presume if they haven't vetoed it, and obviously they may feel like they've improved on this. Envy, ever a dangerous opponent, somewhat unreliable sometimes, but could go either way. How do you feel about it, Dan?
Well, we saw from Na'Vi yesterday on this map, really great play. They looked very confident. You could see that they had a lot of actually innovative setups, which really does suggest to me, because if you're playing outside of what the norm looks like, then to a level like this, important matches in the major, then it has to be because you've been testing stuff. They've actually been focusing on it at boot camp. I'm convinced that is the answer, and that was one of the things that Thorin was suggesting would be one of the reasons why this would be the case, that we landed on cobblestone right now. So this should be an awesome game. Tell your friends. You can see there's 500K viewers already. Shout outs to you guys, but tell your friends, get everyone on here. This one's going to be good. Na'Vi versus Envious. Envy on the T side, the favored side. They will get to dictate the pace, and Na'Vi.
Will they get to
That
dictate
is
the pace?
a good question. Look at
Flamey
this.
in there. Na'Vi have gone for diffuse kit flash, as we saw in the previous match as well. Very curious to see how that plays out. Tease has deployed one already, maybe to get Flamey into position. Simple's playing the off angles as well. We know he's got the aim. 3 players for Envy moving slowly, but now things are starting to pick up the pace. And there we go, Guardian running the distraction. That can allow Simple to get pick off people. Kenny S with 2 kills there. The bomb's been spotted, but only seized on the A bomb site. He was 0 with the defuse in the flames on the last cobblestone. Can he do the same this time? Flashbang's coming in, but he's still alive. No more kills, but this is allowing the CTs to rotate. Happy was there to cut off the rotators, but he will fail. But it's Flamey alone versus 2. 2 kills for Apex, 2 kills for Kenny. Can either of them get the third?
Yeah, Flamey's in actually a fairly good spot here with his USP. Has to just connect quickly. Oh, he's now stuck between 2 players. Awkward times now for Flamey, and it will not be something he can overcome this time around. 3 for Kenny, 2 for Apex. And Envious just storming through onto the A bomb site, trading their way to a bomb plant. Managed to make the difference for round number 1. And that's going to allow them to continue in a dominant fashion at the very beginnings, at least, unless anything untoward happens, which is potentially the case. We'll have to see what Na'Vi's response here, because a lot of teams actually go for a force buy here, and it can work out in certain spots, but generally it's not optimal because you need a big buy when you have the buy. And look at this, James. They go for a full save. I love this from Na'Vi. Simple's not even buying a deagle. Hashtag new Simple.
Yeah, hashtag new Simple. Number 75
Exactly.
at this point. He's in very good spirits today, which is always nice to see. That was a nice shot by Kenny S towards the end of that last round. Always interesting when you see AWPers, how they use the other weapons in the game. If I'm not mistaken, Guardian's one of the few who changes his zoom sensitivity ratio setting. So his aim will be somewhat different. I changed mine as well, so I have some connection with Guardian.
Great.
He is sitting quite close to us. The Na'Vi guys are beside the commentating table. So Na'Vi have stacked the B bomb site, and again this raises a question. With no investment made, are they going to, with weapons like a Mac 10 in play, they know these weapons are going to be in play. So there's a lot of money for Envy to make if they can find Na'Vi and kill them, which is why Na'Vi won't even be playing for exit frags in this situation. They want to starve the economy of the T's.
Yeah, and one cool thing here from Na'Vi too is that they're not really hunting to try to get kills or put themselves in spots where their positioning sucks. They're actually trying to get all the edges possible, not give anything away. Because what are you going to do with USPs? Pretty much nothing. The only way you really get kills is if you force a greedy Envious to try to run into engagements which are very unfavorable. And Envious give them the respect there. They don't tread into any unknown territory. So we actually have a round finishing where 10 people survive, James, and that doesn't happen too often, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Na'Vi, Envy have no idea if there was a force buy from Na'Vi. They don't know if they've got 5-7s and so on. And Na'Vi are going for a funky third round buy. We've got M4s coming out, we've got some FAMASs, the UMP as well, so a different approach from Na'Vi. Again, looks like a lot of teams have got surprises for us at this major. Envy moving quickly towards the B bomb site. Now, again, Envy don't know what to expect in this situation. It could be absolutely nothing, could be 5-7s. I think this is the last of what they're going to be expecting. As soon as Na'Vi start to rattle off some shots, they will know what is going on. Maybe Na'Vi wants to leave that as late as possible, so no spray through the smoke or anything. Lots of question marks for Envy.
Yeah, this is really cool. Na'Vi they surely have been putting in a lot of work onto this map. And it is so far quite interesting. Now, Envious have circumvented where the majority of Na'Vi are already into the round. Still Happy though is harassing towards drop zone, keeping a constant presence there just to keep the question marks in. But now we have a faster pace here. Envious start to charge onto A.
I don't think anyone's fired a bullet yet for Na'Vi. So now the surprise is coming in. The M4s have announced themselves. Down goes Sixer, Simple playing around the smoke. Meanwhile, he's running distraction while his teammates come in for the frags. Look at the smoke. We've seen smoke plays on the B farm side of Cash, and now we're seeing it again on Cobblestone. Finally, a kill comes in for the NB side. This is falling apart for them. Happy alone now with 25 HP. Great round so far from Na'Vi.
Yeah, Happy's got to get some kills here. He needs the damage, but look at that angle. There's nothing you can do. That was a round where Na'Vi almost survived with that defense, with 5 players almost. It was just Happy coming in from drop, which caused some issues right at the end, but they stopped the bulk of the push against 4 players without losing 1 man. That is impressive. That is very encouraging for Na'Vi. And if they keep the spirits up and we keep seeing their plans really come into fruition as they have been so far in the limited rounds that we have seen from them in the major so far, yesterday and today, it's a scary Na'Vi to be up against.
Yeah, now the question is, how do Envy adjust to a Na'Vi playing this strong on Cobblestone? Envy pulling out the AK-47s once again. They've got 4 people focusing on the A site. Their setup is the opposite to what you normally see. Normally there's like 1, maybe 2 lurkers around the underpass in mid area, if you will. And lots of people harassing the drop, harassing the plateau position, but this time it's Happy lurking on the B side of the site. Simple with a very forward position, 1 kill bit. There goes Apex as well. Big damage done by Simple.
Yeah, that's really perfect. In a position like that, if you get 2, that is generally the best case you're going to be able to expect, and that's what Simple delivers. Great player to have in a spot like that. And 3 men is what Envious have to work with as they start to bring themselves onto the A-bomb side. Sixer carrying the bomb, and that's Flamey taking down KDS. He wins the battle against Sixer. That surely is the round over. 1 versus 4 for Happy, and he will go down immediately to Flamey. What a smooth start. What a smooth recovery, in fact, after Na'Vi lost that initial couple rounds.
One of the best things about this right now is that Simple is very much playing as a solid part of a whole unit.
Yes, exactly.
That is awesome. This is some serious A-team stuff going on from Na'Vi, and that's great to see if you are a fan of the Na'Vi side, the black and yellows.
This has always been the big question with Simple, is that we always knew that he had an incredibly large amount of raw talent, but it was always, like, at what point would Simple find a team where, you know, he would mature as a player to the degree that he could really integrate into the team, and at a point where it would benefit the team and not harm his own ability to have individual impact. Because that's where we're at right now, I think. It could be that. And we have a fast play here, just the pistols being thrown against Na'Vi's defense, but it is like waves against the walls of a fort at the moment. They're crashing against it, but that fort is withstanding it perfectly. Everyone here for Na'Vi looking pretty good. Sees the only man to go down, and Envious with still poor money.
Yeah, this is a very strong start from Na'Vi despite losing the pistol. See how it continues. Their money is going deeper into the black. Envy with the Deagles coming out. So I would expect more people to go towards the B plateau, try and get those long-range duels, but the question is, will Na'Vi want to peek? I mean, again, yesterday we saw Na'Vi on Cobblestone, and Guardian just jumped into B plateau without flashbang from his side, which was unusual to say the least. I don't expect that we will see that today. And again, Envy focusing on the A bomb site. Now we have Simple going for a forward play towards A, like we used to see in the flip side days. And again, just Happy lurking towards the B bomb side, so we wonder what kind of Envy we will see on the next fire round.
And Simple's playing alone. They're a little bit of a forward position to get some info. No nades left on him, he's going to fall back. And something we saw out of VP was just playing Snacks alone on A long. And but Na'Vi against Mousesports yesterday, they had many 3-man setups towards A long. So just they're showing so many variations to their defense. And Edward's going to start things off here with a quick pick-off. Simple though, able to get nothing against the numbers, but look at the support that comes in. It is a firing range almost. 3 players immediately respond.
For those of you on Go TV, I would recommend for this one Simple and Flamey, and I'll say Flamey on the CT side. His by the way, there's an envious timeout at the moment, tactical timeout. I think Flamey's POV for this half will be somewhat boring because of the position he's playing, but I would recommend it as a comparison to how Taz was playing it on Cobblestone yesterday, because Taz had a lot of problems in the position he was playing. Flamey's playing a similar position but from different angles, so that's of interest to me. But generally speaking, I think Simple and how he's definitely playing as part of the unit, part of the whole, will be interesting to watch on this half at the very least.
Yeah, it's always a cool idea as well, because Simple going into Na'Vi, with the likes of Guardian on the team, such amazing players individually. You're wondering, is it too much skill? Do you have like an all-star team situation there? And it's gonna be fun to see the journey Na'Vi take us on in this major, to see how far they have come to integrate Simple to have a flawless units. Now, with this round, we actually see Envious. They have the ability here to play it slowly if they want to really get Kenny S some opportunities. Because Kenny S trying to open the map up is often going to be a winner here for Envious. They can get him into some positions. But the thing is that Na'Vi going to be playing against that. They're going to realize that. And you can see their setups here are very passive towards A, not giving anything away at the moment. 4 players here on the B-bomb side early on. You can see that they're sort of preparing for any fast rush timings.
Yeah, that's a really awesome, different setup from Na'Vi. One of the most important things on the CT side is not to be predictable. Complete change here. You saw Simple very aggressive when he knew Envy didn't have the cash, and now they're going to waste time looking for him. And he will hear these players jumping around through the wall, and now we have a 2-man rotation. 3 on the A bomb site now, so we have the information sharing from Na'Vi. We've got the preemptive Molotov and grenades there as well. We'll see what Envy can do with this. Again, 4 towards A, but can they capitalize on their numbers advantage?
So time is starting to tick away now. Down to 40 seconds, and it looks like Envious have set everything up, and it's time to spring the trap. And march forwards, look at that, just boosting over the smoke here. MBK taking a cursory glance to see if he can spot anything at all, but there is nothing to be spotted. There is little information that Na'Vi have given away to Envious at this point. In goes the pop flash. We saw Simple get 2 from this position before. Does he get the same? No. MBK shuts him down this time. And Flamey not getting the result that he got previously as well. Much better start into the push. Zisto stepping up to the plate, delivers 2. The third won't come quite so easily, but there's a chance still for Na'Vi. But the time, they have to plant the bomb.
He doesn't need to face, he doesn't need to face, he doesn't need to face, they can't plant the bomb, just hide Edward, he can't plant the bomb. Oh, that was so close if Envy had faced, but how could they know? Just by the skin in their teeth, Na'Vi stay in the winning columns. That was so close, down to the wire. Oh man, that was very nervous stuff for both sides.
Imagine if Edward died there, James, when they couldn't have time to plant the bomb, that's like, you have egg all over your face.
Yeah, you see the bomb dropping in this position. I don't know if they kept an eye on where the bomb was with all the action going on. How could you? That clock in the red already. Edward coming through the door as the smoke dissipates, just winning by timeout. Lovely stuff. Great late adjustment there from Na'Vi. And again, they stay in the winning column, but Envy are back on the buy once again. Next to no grenades, and now the focus goes back towards the B-bomb site. Kenny in the forward position. Lovely flashbang coming in there to slow him down. No one going close. They're not going to serve themselves up if they can avoid it. But Envy definitely looking for the picks rather, with the lack of utility.
So Envious, they got Kenny in that forward spot. Oh, Guardian's going to take him down. That's the problem. Star Orper against Star Orper. And that's going to be back to the drawing board perhaps in this round for Envious, or do they double down on the plateau aggression? How do you bring yourself back in this one? Seas gets a pick there, 1 versus 1 in the drop zone. Things getting worse progressively here as time ticks on. What do they do from this position? They just have to try to get some crazy shots at this point. Individual flare is all that can really save them now.
Happy, still creeping around. He's made a step. Edward can keep his team up to date on the information. Down goes Guardian. Position smokes up as well. Edward trades, so trade comes straight back. But again, still a man advantage for the CTs, but that advantage is not on the B-bomb sites at the moment. Flamey taking the bomb down. That's waste some time. There's 30 seconds left, and Happy's on his own. He's got 3 kills so far. He needs to ace to get his team back to winning ways. They desperately need to win this round, but Simple will not allow it. There seems to be no solution to Na'Vi's CT side at the moment. It's like trying to slam a revolving door down.
Yeah, I like that. Slam a revolving door. That's so clever. Now, I mean, I agree with you. It's looking really troublesome. They've obviously tried a lot of different setups here. You can see this time, is Kenny S looking for a pick, but Guardian's timing there with the flashbangs and everything was just so on point, and everyone is really delivering well here in their position, just doing enough. I mean, no one's kind of overperforming here for Na'Vi, but everyone's just doing their job and just doing enough, really. And this time at Envious, they have only some Tech Knights, a single AK unhappy. They're going to take that push straight to the A-bomb site. That is going to go into the hands of Flamey and Simple. But Simple has an AWP this time. It's the first time he's going to be defending A directly with this AWP.
And Flamey's close, he hears the running. There are 4 people on the A-bomb site already for the CT side. Down to Simple, just the 1 kill, but Edward's in a great position. 2-man spray down for him. Flamey getting in more work as well. Edward trying to tap, doesn't work out. NBK with the CZ, but he's the last man standing, last man to fall. Sees through the wood, straight in the dome. Na'Vi look unstoppable on the CT side.
Yeah, they really do. This is such a strong performance. Envious, they're a team as well that you would expect them. Like, one of the reasons why Cobblestone is going to be a great map for them is that their aggression and their picking ability in the likes of Apex and Kenny S and so on, it really favors that aggressive style, and that style that allows individual skill to really come into play. But Na'Vi have been finding so many ways to mitigate that, to stop the individual skill coming into it as much, and just playing from advantages so well. Really good CT side so far in the face of the Envious offense. Can they keep it up here? Another big buy for Envious.
Saw a big document in front of Happy with lots of yellow stickers, which I would assume is a strat book, so they've come prepared. But how do you prepare for a Na'Vi looking so solid on Cobblestone? Envy picking up the pace, moving into the drop zone area. Apex spots the shoulder, but he can't get a kill. He's completely blind, and he is at mercy of Seized. Seized offers no mercy. Happy above the drop, but no one's going to re-peek him. No one's going to give him a trade frag. How do they answer back?
It's so tough, isn't it? Guardian's here, misses the first flick shot. Perhaps opportunity comes with that as he repositions here. And we get the fragging action onto the bomb site as Kenny S tries to push forwards, and he's doing so successfully here. A couple kills coming in for him, but NBK's the only man in support. Oh, there you go. Frag again from Kenny S. He's not stopping right now, but he's the only man left against 2 more. Can he get the ace going? No. Edward shuts it down with the push, up close and personal with the AK-47. That's an 8-2 scoreline. That's another round where Envious have been crushed.
That is a face of frustration. That is a face of steely concentration. 8 rounds in a row for Na'Vi. 8 rounds in a row. This is quite a monster performance. Their money, though, isn't amazing at the moment. There's a chance of a comeback for Envy. Some comeback. I mean, they're running out of rounds to win, and this one doesn't look likely. They've gone for a buy with 1 AK and a few pistols. We'll see what they can do with it. I mean, they've got 2 flashbangs and a smoke grenade. That's it. They're looking for those close quarters engagements. But again, look at the setup from Na'Vi. They are nowhere near Envy's position. It's almost like they know what Envy are going to do before Envy decides to do it.
Yeah, such a limited spot to work from with that money as it is, and Simple put one straight in the face of MBK. Flamey's been playing so many annoying positions on this bomb site. You can see they're searching for him. The search party's out, but Flamey will strike. And this defense is so hard to surmount. Happy comes in, but again, last man standing, always having to play from such disadvantage. Envious as Na'Vi winning not just on the individual skill right now, but they are winning tactically, strategically. They are looking great, and it's hard to deny it. 9-2 is a mammoth scoreline on the CT side of Cobblestone, James.
Yeah, and they look pretty chill as well. And that's like, Simple looks so focused, even though they're experiencing nothing but success. And that's really good to see. At the previous major, or majors, I think part of his play, he got excited by the response of the crowd. He could hear the roar, and then he'll maybe overextend here and there. But he looks super chill at the moment, and that's very good. Looking in the long term for Na'Vi, the long term of this tournament, long term of this year. Envy on the buy once again. NBK now down to the UMP, but they've got bags of utility. Can they spam the flashbangs and get onto the sites?
Back to the basics for Envious. Onto that B, but that's where Na'Vi have 4 players early into the round, as they have in many rounds before this one as well. Up onto the tree goes Apex, not much help, but looks like Happy and MBK doing enough damage, causing enough distraction to allow Apex full freedom there from that vantage point. And finally, Envious have found a way in, and it's just Simple against 3. And with the money so low actually for a Na'Vi, they may actually consider not committing Simple all the way, unless perhaps he gets a free one very quickly, and there, that could be just the frag to convince Simple to go for it.
Let's see, 2 to find. Happy with 3 HP. It's quite dangerous. Trying to bait out players, running all over the place, but he can't do much else. Did some damage though to the economy. If he saved, he could have dropped the gun for Flamey, who had about 1,400. But finally, Envy have found a way in. Has it come too late though? That's the question. They've got 3 rounds on the board. Na'Vi are coming straight back at them with another buy. Not going to give them any rounds. And you see the players on the French side trying to keep the spirits up. There's a technical pause. Happy's dropped from the server. Hopefully he'll be back. But again, they're trying to keep their frame of mind. Yes, they are down, but by no means are they out. Envy, kings of the comeback, if you will. Never over until it's over, especially with a team where the players are as strong as they are on the Envy side. So hopefully Happy's issue will be resolved shortly.
Yeah, that's really the thing, isn't it? It's just when you look at the players, their skill is just so incredibly high. And so one would hope that they would be able to extract a couple extra rounds here to really give Na'Vi a run for their money. But at the same time, as you said, with Simple playing in the way that he is, because let's look at that last clutch situation. There is definitely an argument for Simple, even after getting the frag, to maybe even go for the save. But at the same time, Simple's the player on your team that will just do the unthinkable, that will win those 10% situations. And so you want him to be still capable of feeling like he can do that on the team, but still play a part of the team as well. It's a fine balance to walk with such a player as Simple. So it's going to be fun to see how that develops.
Right then.
Do Envious have an answer, James? Their round win was Rush B.
This is basically the first round they've won since the pistol. Bearing in mind the second round, the Na'Vi stacked one site and then hid. So it's been a long time in this match since Envy have experienced success, and it's been 9 rounds in a row for Na'Vi. So there was a unpause, and then there was a pause. So we'll see what's going on. Again, Na'Vi back on the buy. Guardian with the single AWP for this round. Flamey maybe a bit short because, again, he only had 1,400, and we are indeed going live again. So we'll see if there's a gun to be collected for Flamey. More discussion on the French side.
The funny thing here as well is that if Na'Vi are looking at the round basically, as you highlighted, the only round that Envious have won, it was basically a B rush, and that's happened so many times before where it's actually failed for Envious. That was the one time in the kind of tombola of variants there that actually it ended up coming up a W there for Envious, but previously that hasn't really worked out. So where do they even go? There's no consistency for them as far as where they can find success. So that is such a difficult problem to answer right now for the French side.
So after lots of passive rounds, Simple's going for a forward play towards A once again. Meanwhile, Kenny's over towards B. So this may not work out for Envy. Apex coming close. I'm not sure if Simple's heard him. He's got a grenade in his hand. He's just going to buy time for his team again. So he's not going for those early aggressive plays. Speaking of which, C's boosted up. Nasty surprise for Happy. AK collected, and Na'Vi can back off with that victory.
Wow, just not working out for Envious, losing all of the picking opportunities. Apex looking to turn the corner, does find himself the headshot onto Seized, and he's trying to carry the momentum forwards, but Edward is in place in time to capitalize on Apex, still having his a nade out, well, or rather the gun not ready yet to use. Now it's a 2 versus 4, and Na'Vi know exactly what's coming.
Sixer trying to do what he can, but down to NBK now. Got a second kill. That may pay off a bit later on, but Flamey comes in for the flank, and that's going to be that. Na'Vi make it to double figures. This is like, this half is like playing someone at paper, rock, scissors, but they have a mallet and they're just smashing your fist.
Wow. So in a spot now where nothing's worked, and that's really that's a position that's very hard to play from, because it's not even a point of where you call your individual skill into question. Let's say, you know, you failed a clutch or something. It's just your overall approach, the spots you're getting into. Na'Vi are just getting way more advantages strategically and tactically. So the rush is on. Perhaps that's the answer. The variants thrown in once more, and we get the trades here, and it's actually working out fairly well. But the bomb is in a really forward position. It's lost now, and it's going to be contained in Connector. Oh, Guardian finds himself a headshot onto the wayward Apex, leaving Happy once again alone in a 1 versus 2.
The advantage here, though, is that it's Happy. You never know where he's going to be, but indeed, Envy ended up on the wrong side of the choke points, and Guardian likes to choke people. With his AWP, Happy will be the next victim, and that is another round in the bag for Na'Vi. One round remains for Envy to give themselves a fighting chance moving into the second half. I think I saw a second AWP for this round. Simple's picked one up.
Oh, that's glorious, James.
In the space.
Guardian looks pretty smooth so far, I gotta say.
Yep, he's having a good time. He is having a good time indeed. He's got an AWP for himself as well. So 2 AWPs for Na'Vi going into the last round. Once again, Envy on the pistols. The things that made them notorious in the first place. These Tech 9s, these CZs. Charging towards B-bombs. Like, can they be successful?
Guardian, once again, we just said he was smooth. Has a lot of players coming his way, but they've got pistols. He's going to fall back. He has good positioning, actually. Good support, too, to try to AWP from comfort. But a couple whiffs here. He's being, again, saved by his teammates. So it's not going to amount to anything here. Positioning overall has been wonderful for the Na'Vi side, but Happy's going to get a couple kills. It's not going to matter, though. It's going to be a 12-3 first half for Na'Vi. Very solid.
Download Team Stream, the free app from Bleacher Report, and follow the esports stream for all the latest E-League and esports news. There it is on your screens. Check it out. It might not matter what team you are at the moment. If you're facing Na'Vi on Cobblestone, you're going to have a tough time.
And the cool thing, too, is that actually what I noticed about Na'Vi's defense, and obviously they had such a strong CT side that we just witnessed, is that they played it very differently as to how they played Mousesports yesterday. There was a bunch of setups that we saw against Mousesports that we did not ever see against Envious. And it makes a lot of sense because Mousesports are generally a slower team that play more defaults. So actually we saw Na'Vi playing more players early in the round, like towards A, like 3 players towards A, which is fairly unconventional. The safe default way to play is how they played against Envious here, which is where you tend to have 4 players early on B because you're afraid of the rush timing. So awesome adjustments from Na'Vi strategically.
So these are the top fraggers for both sides. Flame up there with 17, Happy with 12, but it's only been good for 3 rounds. The pistol's going to be very key for Envy, so we'll see if they can make it. So for those of you hoping for Dragon Lord drops, let me know. Would you rather a Simple AWP or a Guardian AWP? I think after Simple's recent performances at Majors, I think that one will be
for sure, man.
Especially a Na'Vi Simple AWC. I think people are going to be pining for those. If you get one, let me know. Feel free to send it my way as well.
And for those of you that don't know, because we might have some CS fans that were not around in Guardian's era, because as far as like best AWPers in the world, I think Fallen has been agreed to be probably most people's best AWPer in the world for quite some time now. But before Guardian's injury, he was largely considered to be the best AWPer in the world because he's able to combine very intelligent play, good decision making with insane raw skill, which kind of dropped off after he got his injury, unfortunately. And so this is the tournament for Guardian to have a resurgence. And he's looking good so far.
He is. Let's see if Envy can look good in this second half, though. They've gone 5 Kevlars, no defuse kit for them. Na'Vi have got flash smoke onto C's. Other than that, it's Kevlar for them as well. No P250s or other such weaponry. Guardian, is he going to get flashed in? I don't know. Having a look around. Happy's playing the off angle. And he has Apex 4 support from range. You want to use these range if you can with these USPs. Happy will hear the footsteps, but he's not in a position to retreat now. He's got to stand his ground. He's got 2 players coming his way, and he's going to go down. No frags for him, but he's got some information. Still early days, though. Na'Vi can do whatever they want.
They certainly can. All the time in the world. Now, Apex is trying to get some info here for Envy, as you can see him creeping forwards, and this is so much good information. If Na'Vi play this too slow, Apex could have a round-winning play on his hands with the flank, and it's looking good for that, especially with the positioning of Envious. They're going to be able to contain the push for a while to really set Apex up here. This is so tense right now. Apex could definitely mess this up if he's not careful. He's got to be so good in this position. There's one, gets the second, 2, beautiful, just enough, and that should really set Na'Vi off balance.
Yep, it's abandoned ship, or is it? Where are they going to go in this situation? This has kind of totally thwarted their plans. They may realize there's a stack towards B, and Envy are rotating as well. They're spreading back out once again. They can afford 2 per site now, or maybe 1B and keep somebody around the connector. They'll hear one person drop, but what are they going to do with this? Behind the statue worked out for Envy. Stereo headshots to finish off the round. So there is opportunity now. But again, Na'Vi so prepared on their CT side. Envy at this point will surely have to go into their CT side with no expectations of Na'Vi's T side. And that's a scary thought.
It really is. And right now, Na'Vi are making Envy a sweat. Connector, so they maybe made it look like they're trying to go for that B play potentially, but streaming through Connector, close ranges, absolutely ideal here for Na'Vi with those Tech 9s.
They've got 2 rifles now. They've got 2 rifles and there's no response here from Envy. Guardian walks straight into the crosshairs of Happy. That's 1 kill, but now they know where Happy is. They know where one of the 3 players are. They have to assume that's somewhere towards B as well, so that might play into favor of Na'Vi. There we go, Happy with the long range shot to Steve. Now he can run distraction, allowing his teammates to rotate. He's clearing houses, Happy. NBK goes down in the meanwhile. Edward now with the Tech 9, Flame with the M4, trying to reposition, but Flame is last man standing. And takes on the Zigzag. One more to fight, and he does it.
Oh,
he has crushed the buy of Envy. There are big problems here for the French.
How did he do that, James? The quad kill, 8 points of health at the end. Flamey, even just opening things up with the entry kill here with the Tech 9s. That's a great round as well. I mean, really trying to play to the strengths of those Tech 9s and against also the expectation of Tech 9s, which is basically just to rush B, which is maybe what Envious, that's what they were thinking would be up, but in fact it was the connector push. So that is going to feel bad. That is not where you want to lose a round here. Envious's economy is crushed. They are forced to spend all their money to try to win a round where they have a massive disadvantage.
You wonder what the rest of Na'Vi's maps are like if Cobblestone's looking like this. Everybody picked Astralis to win this major, but you gotta wonder, man. You gotta wonder. NBK and Co with the force buy here. Apex is flanked again. In the meantime, Sixers putting in some damage towards the B-bomb site. Can he buy time for his team? Pretty much the whole team here, and Happy's just containing from the back. But Caesar's taking him down. He's overextended. There goes Kenny S as well. Time is running out for Envy. 2 players remain. Apex creeping around the statue. Oh my god, that's huge from Apex, leaving Simple alone now on the site, but they don't know where he is, surely. From the back though, NBK finishes things off just when you thought they were down and out. Envy comes back with the pistols.
The 5-7 is so good. The 5-7 is so good, and Apex is so good as well. That is very surprising victory there for Envious. That's going to keep them in this one by the skin of their teeth. But I'm sure Na'Vi, despite their economy being completely rocked by that loss, they're going to be very confident to continue here with such a round advantage.
Steam logon error for Kenny, so there's a small delay before the game resumes. Maybe that gives the team time to chill out because things have to be getting tense here, especially for the French side. Rocky roller coaster, but every one round of that Na'Vi win puts them closer to winning this match. They are only 3 rounds away now, and Envy are 8 behind Na'Vi. An AK picked up for NBK. That's a nice bonus. He can drop a gun for a teammate as well. 3,600 in the bank. The unpause has come in. We'll see what Na'Vi can do. It was such a great round to put him in that position in the first place, but Envy took it all away. But can they capitalize on their current advantages?
Yeah, it's going to be a very long road indeed. And no less, they will be on the CT side. That makes it tough because it's hard to take dominating control of the map and the pace of the map on the CT side and really exploit some of the weaknesses of your opponents. You instead have to essentially be the recipients of the pace of your opponent here. The T's get to dictate what goes on, and you see just with these pistols and no armor here, no utility really, a single flashbang on Guardian. There's not much expectation for the Na'Vi side, but they're going to take that one. Nice little frag there from Guardian. Still a Deagle in play on Guardian and Flamey as well, so there's always danger. And James, why? Why is it a 3-on-3 right now? This is actually a problem.
I did wonder if he was going to go back for the repeak. Kenny S cleaning up, but there's lots of 1 versus X situations for Envy at the moment. How deep that grenade is. What's worth noting is that Na'Vi didn't choose to force buy at the beginning of a half. When you just see constant force buys, normally it goes back and forth for ages. But Na'Vi have chosen a different route. Edward now, it's about damage in this situation. He just wants to maim Envy as much as possible. See what else he can do. Down on health again. There was minimal investment, no Kevlar onto Edward. Playing a blind spot just in case anybody overextends. And this is risky, nervous waters for Envy with one player over towards the B bomb site and nobody watching the drop whatsoever. That may cause him to move around a bit. So Edward could pick somebody off just about in the right position there. And surely is going to be a blind spot now for a few seconds. Kenny, though, finishes things off. Another round in the bag for Envy.
Did get a little bit scary, though, and they can't really afford to lose any weapons in rounds like that. Every edge counts at this point, especially when it goes towards the benefit of their economy.
3 screens, no Kleenex. Thumbs up from me. Thank you for tuning in.
Envious fans, they need all the support right now. They need all the energy going forwards. This is such a climb ahead of them. Now, they are up against an Na'Vi with no utility really. It's very limited, so we might see a very fast round, in fact. And Kennius is on the AWP, so this should be a fun one.
Yeah, you talk about playing for picks. And now we've got Simple, the likes of Simple to play with. So, you do wonder what will happen on the Na'Vi side. He's firing into the wall, maybe to try and cover the movement into drop. 3 players here for Na'Vi. More surprises coming for Envy, and they're falling one by one. They can't get any frag stat.
Oh, this is bad. This is real bad. Just Happy left. Kenny S couldn't get anything done. And it always looks very, very sad in situations like this where everyone on the Happy's team dies immediately. Then we just go to his POV and he's just like walking around somewhere because there is, what can you do? He's often in the lurking position, and this time he's on the wrong side of the map.
We had the commentator PC on Simple. Just wanted to see if he was going to go play for any picks or anything, but he was standing there facing the wall at the beginning of B Plateau, and then he started shooting the wall.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, why are you doing that? And then 3 people, as they start moving in, he starts spraying into the wall. 3 people jump into the drop, trying to cover. That is a very nasty surprise for Envy, and it's cost them 4 of their 5 players. Once again, Na'Vi steal a round, which puts them 2 away from victory.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful thing when you see players using other sounds to cover footsteps. This is something that Flusher did in one of his like crazy aces that he did on Dust 2. That is in so many highlight reels. He used a grenade to like cover for his dropping sound, and to enter a position where his opponents didn't know where he was or could possibly be, and it allowed him to ace. And so there's so much value from that, and I feel like we don't see it enough. So that's awesome. I thought he was trying a crazy wallbang at first that I'd never seen before, but yeah, you're right.
I thought he was just shooting the ball.
He's just angry.
I want to shoot this wall. Anyway, Envy buying as much as they can. The 6 are reduced to the CZ, but again, it's a gun that Envy made notorious. But time's difficult, and now we have...
What is that?
Who is
doing that?
I see. There's a smoke on the drop, and he's just shooting in case anyone's boosting. In the meantime, Kenny gets picked off. 6er rescues the rifle, but can they rescue the round?
6er with the forward position here on the plateau. It's a good position. It can often be one and done. Let's see if it pays off for him. It could very well be the case that Na'Vi send the bulk of their team through drop zone. Oh, that looked like it could have been good there for MBK, but taken down. Happy's dead on the A side of the map too. So at this point, Na'Vi with a minute left, they can go anywhere. 6er reveals himself, and indeed it's a one and done. But that can't be how this goes. It's only Apex remaining now against 4 players. That's not good.
Apex with the French gun. Can the French gun do it for him? the FAMAS. You can see the French army walking around with it.
So far, the French team is not doing it for him in this cobblestone game, James.
They may need the French army to win this match against Na'Vi. And now Na'Vi reach match point. This is just like a warning shot to everybody else. If you play Na'Vi, you better think twice before leaving cobblestone in the map pool. We'll see if Na'Vi can take it over the line. Looks likely because Envy have no money to buy.
Yeah, they are in the doldrums right now. Their money is all but gone. They've scrounged and found what they can through scavenging, and they've come up with some CZs, 5-7 at Deagle, and a UMP. Good luck. Let's see if they can do something with it. There are some cool spots, but the thing is, Na'Vi have been very good and disciplined with removing the most dangerous positions, using utility, using grenades, smokes, flashes, molotovs, HEs, and so on. They've been spot on there, really showing the work that they've put in on this map in the big break that we've had before the major, or between majors even as well. It's been a massive break between the majors, 6 months, I think. Here we go, Simple, first man. There's 3 men to find. Simple might just be going for a pick here, and his team might just leave him to this. We'll have to see if that's the plan. What can Simple find? So far, nothing.
I do wonder if Happy is going to go for a flank. He's very forward towards A. Other than that, they are at the mercy. They are at the mercy. MBK with the CZ. This is a dangerous spot for Seeds. The flash comes in as well. He's crouch peeking. Not going to work out for him, though. Damage done, but it's man advantage Envy. Flamey now looking over the drop. Maybe looking for a CT to try and rescue that gun, but Envy know better than to do that. They can't afford to take those risks. So jump peeking from Kenyes around the statue. He can't peek again, he knows that. Flash coming in, here comes Sixer now on the low ground. This is good for 1 kill, but Kenyes betrayed from range, and now it's down to the 2 versus 2.
Yeah, very slow considered effort here from Na'Vi. Very diligent and disciplined. It has, however, had some holes thanks to Envious's aggressive play with these flashbangs, but it's down to Happy once again. He's got the Deagle. He knows where they are. His position unknown. Coming in, first shot's gonna connect onto Flamey. Now it's just Edward, still just the Deagle here, not going for the reload. Happy pushing the position to try to find Edward quickly here. The bomb is down. Happy goes for the shot, it connects, but not good enough. Edward too strong. He will stand tall above Happy's body. It's a 16-6 victory here. What a display on cobblestone from Na'Vi.
That is Bulshaya Pabieda for Na'Vi. A big victory on cobblestone, and again, it looks like a very dangerous map to play against going forward into this major. Na'Vi looking super strong at the moment. That's a tough loss for Envy. Some people may have had them as a favorite, but Na'Vi have shown otherwise. Strong stuff from them. Would you put them up there as a favorite potentially for the major at this point?
I think it's still a little bit early to tell, but they're looking really good, and it excites me. I can't wait to see them play next. But of course, it is time for a quick break, but don't go anywhere, because when we're back, we'll have the thoughts of the analysts.
So Na'Vi beat Envious, looking good, 2-0 here at the Major, and only giving up 9 rounds. To hear more about their success, we've got Guardian over with Smix.
Hello, thank you very much. First of all, congratulations. That was a really impressive game for you guys. Speaking of that, was there any special preparation done in terms of looking at the VODs from WESG, as MV did play Cobble 3 times there? Was this more of a result of a great boot camp?
Well, I would say we came to this tournament well prepared. We didn't care which map did we play with against them. We were confident that we will win. And I mean, we watched like 1 or 2 VODs from the last tournament of Envy, but we've seen that they are not that kind of team they've been before. They have probably some problems, so we just decided to play any map against them. So we decided to pick the city side on any map, and yeah, we are happy about any map now.
And speaking of any map, I know that map pool has been something that Na'Vi has struggled with. So was that something specifically worked on during the boot camp?
The most, like, I would say the top priority at the bootcamp was communication, not even the maps. Of course, we fixed some problems on the maps, but I would say the biggest problem that we had on all maps is communication, and that's what we did. Like, we played a lot of DM with informations, like 2v2s and stuff. So we worked very hard on information, and then, yeah, of course, we have some new rounds on every map, and I mean, we improved communication, and the game is different now.
And last but not least, I know that since the coaching rule, Na'Vi has struggled to sort of produce the significant results you've had before. Now that you've worked on the communication and the team's been working and practicing hard with the boot camp, do you think that's something that's a lot better now?
I would say he sees this very confident now. He calls rounds that he's confident, even though maybe some other players are not confident in those rounds, but he's confident that we can win it, and we just believe in him. And of course, we help him to lead the team. He's not alone, we are 5, and if someone feels like that's gonna work, then he trusts us, and yeah, that's how we play at the moment.
All right, well, congratulations, Guardian. Really strong start from you guys here. Richard, back to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that. The surprise interview is often the deadliest, Sue, so there you go. Anyway, great start to the Major for Na'Vi. Certainly I feel like they've been fortunate in terms of the teams they've played, in the sense that they're playing the lower end tier 1 teams, but I mean, they've blown them out of the water. They've done it to Envious here on a map, lest we forget, Cobblestone, not going to be one of their stronger ones, guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've also benefited. Obviously, they've put a lot of work into this map, into the months they had off, into that boot camp that they did. Starix probably having a big impact on that outside of the game in preparation. But it's based off 2 big defensive sides, which is excellent for them. They haven't really had to do a whole lot on the other side of the map. And really, this is just a factor of. I was surprised to see Flamey at the top of the scoreboard, because I thought Edward had a massive amount of impact. He was a rock over at that B bomb site. But so many players played very, very well for Na'Vi in this matchup, and Envy just really couldn't get anything kind of started in these rounds. It's that classic case where, if you Happy's always going to be one we point to, because it's like the most obvious issues, but with that lurking style, for Happy to be effective, they have to be effective on the other side of the map when they actually execute onto a bomb site. They have to be able to create movement in the defense, and they're not able to do that. So that's, I mean, just from top to bottom, your kind of game plan of your Envy just collapses if you can't do things like that.
And I did notice a difference on the CT side. Very often in the past, Na'Vi, when they had that bad phase in Cobble, they were running double AWP CT setups, and as you know, when they go wrong, it can wreck your economy totally, and they've got rid of it here.
No, this is a new Na'Vi, and here's the key detail. It's not that they've necessarily revolutionized the T side. Like, they're obviously never going to be at that Starix level. It's a very, very high level to attain to. But this is why I was so confused by Na'Vi having that period where they were going out in group stages, because you would always think the one thing in theory you should be able to get together with such a talented lineup is the CT side. With these, if you've got a team that's got Guardian, Flamey, and Simplin, you better be doing work on CT. So those guys can hold a site by themselves. So I think maybe this is the new Na'Vi. They've had the prep, obviously, which has allowed them to turn some of it around, but these 2 performances on a map that they hadn't been that good on, they're blowing teams away right now. So they're really looking like playoffs are where they're headed. And when they get there, if they can play Cobblestone, now you've got a map pool to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about the X Factors presented by HyperX. Jason, you picked this out today. What stood out for you about Na'Vi's win?
Yeah, this is one of the things we didn't really just touch on during that recap, but the utility usage for Na'Vi was great. And this is a round where that smoke is thrown in 42 seconds, so it's going to be a long time delayed. And during this time, if you look at the minimap, they're able to cheat Seized over, and he can kind of stay in this connector. He doesn't have to worry about B so much because there's no action going on. So while this smoke is fading, fading, that's where you get the sense as a player that you just know Envy is just waiting for that before they execute. You know exactly where they are, and it buys time for all the rotations to come in. You could just see along the way they get into these battles, and it's just eating time on the clock. The rotations are going to come in, a couple kills, still just eating time off the clock. They eventually lose this due to time, and that's all due to the utility, the Molotovs, the smokes that are used that are saved by Na'Vi towards the end, and there's just nothing for Envy to do at that point.
Right, now, something slightly less serious, but Duncan, obviously, you've given out lots of dating advice in the past to your fans and to us in the green room, and you've said one of the things is have a variety of looks. At the moment, you're sporting this 5 o'clock shadow, no beard. Okay, yeah. Obviously, we've seen you with the big bushy beard, and that applies to Edward as well. And Edward...
Is his beard going to appear on me?
No. Just have a look at the difference. What do you think about this? Which one's better?
I like the beard.
Well, for a start off, his head's about 1.5 times bigger on the right, so I don't think his head should get bigger. That's a mistake for dating. Don't make, unless you DDK, don't make your head 1.5 times bigger.
Right. But you know, it's so radically different, isn't it?
He also looks by his attire like he's become a Sith.
We do need to talk about these turtlenecks that they're sporting.
All right, well, look, we'll have enough of this. We'll put it to bed. There'll be plenty of time to talk about Envious, but for now we must take a short commercial break because this is what's coming up for you. It's going to be SK Gaming taking on FaZe Clan after the break. Make sure you join us.
There's only one word that would describe winning a major for me, and that's just pure joy.
Winning the major for me would be huge because it would mean that all my progress, all my playing for years would finally pay off.
It would mean a lot for my team, for my teammates, for my family, parents who believed in me all this time. I'm fighting not only for me, I'm fighting for everyone.
The whole legacy I've built around CSGO will just become legendary for me and will be in the history books forever.
Yes, so first real test here for FaZe, and I guess for SK as well. Are they going to be in the history books? Duncan, tell us about this FaZe Clan team.
Yeah, FaZe is a team where you look at the pieces they have. There's a reason why some of these guys in their old teams were star players. You know, they were rising talents. Rain obviously was a big name when he came over to this team as a talent. AZ, at one point in time, I think actually was one of the best players in the world back in the old Dignitas. Kiyashima, at one point in time, a very respectable player when Envious won their first major back in LDLC. Yeah, this is a team where they had the parts, but this is proof that in Counter-Strike, just having good players alone is not enough to make you even a winning team, even to make you a playoff team. So they always needed that in-game leader. They needed someone to bring the parts together and kind of figure out the hierarchy of how are they going to fit together, who's going to have priority, who's going to have the game set up for them, who's going to have to take a backseat role. So Carrigan was saying there, if they win this major, you know, it will make his kind of legacy legendary. And it really would, because this would be one of the most difficult tasks of any in-game leader. If you could take all these disparate parts from different countries and make them a major winner, which, you know, they're not at that level yet, but they're on the road to it. So if he does manage that, to me, that's even more legendary than if he'd have won in Astralis.
Absolutely. And Jason, you said you were up all night thinking about SK Gaming.
Yeah, who isn't? That's
so you can tell me about them now.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. We can just ignore for the fact they have the number 1 and the number 2 best players in the world, Fallen and Cold. But then you go over, you have guys like Fur, who, I mean, is such a special player in that, you know, he was a star for a long time in this team when they were Luminosity and before Cold joined the roster. And then he kind of had to take a seat. He had to take a step back and allow Cold to be the star player. That's a very, very hard thing to do, to kind of put your ego aside. And also, even more impressive is that when Cold has the rare off game, Fur is there to pick up that kind of slack almost on command. It's pretty incredible how he does it. And even Taco, this is a player who I think, you know, towards the end of last year and now early into this year, he's going to be a very big force individually with all the talent that he's developed and worked on. I think this team is still going to be very, very strong and very dangerous, perhaps flying a little bit under the radar because of the stand-in.
Yeah, quite possibly. One of the great things about being at the major, I must say, is we get these awesome documentaries about players and get to take a look into their lives. And the one we've got coming up for you now is of the undisputed best player of 2016, Cold Zero.
Eu nasci em São Paulo, no Brasil. Desde pequeno sempre gostava de jogar muito videogame. Quando eu jogava CS com meu irmão, a gente era bem competitivo um com o outro. E ele sempre me zoava bastante, falando que eu era muito ruim.
Ele era horrível, a gente ainda até brincava. Falei, meu, você não nasceu pra esse jogo, para de jogar isso aí, isso é horrível. E daqui a pouco ele começava a treinar, jogava de manhã, jogava à noite. E aí de uma hora pra outra ele parou de viver, vamos se dizer.
Sempre tentei tirar ele do computador para ele poder ficar mais próximo da gente, para poder jogar bola, sei lá, beber, enfim, fazer qualquer coisa. É determinante.
E quando menos esperamos, ele já tinha passado nós.
Eu comecei a jogar competitivamente a primeira vez, com quase 18 anos de idade, e eu consegui montar um time e a gente começou a disputar os campeonatos. Era muito difícil manter esse segredo dos meus pais.
Aí quando ele começou a jogar, ele jogava escondido, ele não falava que ele ia. Ele falava que ele ia sair, que ele ia no cinema.
Eu achava que eu precisava esconder, porque... E meu pai era muito difícil de falar, porque como ele me via jogando todos os dias, ele achava que eu tava ficando meio viciado e maluco. Quando eu descobri que os meninos da Luminosity me queriam, o Fer me ligou, ele conversou comigo, ele me ligou, eu não sabia nem como ele tinha meu número. De começo eu achei que ele tava mentindo porque ele tinha uma fama meio de ser um pouco doente. No momento eu fiquei muito feliz, porque era o meu sonho jogar internacionalmente. Quando eu falei pra minha mãe que eu fui convidado a jogar fora, minha mãe falou, fala com seu pai. Aí eu fiquei um pouco com medo de falar com meu pai. Um pouco não, fiquei com bastante medo de falar com meu pai.
Em 98 eu montei a minha empresa.
Aí começamos fabricando as vassouras numa garagem de casa. Aí era muita luta, porque assim, os funcionários eram nós mesmos que fazia o serviço.
Empregamos hoje 60 funcionários. Todos os pais gostariam que os filhos dessem continuidade aos negócios que ele tem, tá? Eu também gostaria.
Sentei na mesa com ele, falei que fui convidado para jogar fora. E ele falou que não queria que eu fosse. Quando eu era mais novo, tive a chance de jogar futebol profissionalmente. E meu pai me barrou, ele me tirou do futebol. E acho que ele ficou com medo de eu não seguir os passos dele. Mas dessa vez foi um pouco diferente.
Eu falei, Marcelo, eu não vou deixar eu escondi o passaporte. Porque ele falou que se eu não deixasse, ele ia de qualquer jeito. Eu falei, então vai.
Eu sentei com meu pai mais uma vez pra conversar. Falou que queria conversar com o Fallen e eles tiveram uma conversa.
So when I called his dad, I told him that this was an opportunity that normally doesn't appear twice in a life, so that he should give his son the ability to choose what he wants to do and chase a dream that he had for so long time.
Ali me falou uma coisa, que a chance dele era 1 em 1 milhão. Magoou o coração da gente. E eu falei pro meu filho, como pai eu não deixaria você ir, tá? Mas como amigo, né? Eu acredito que você tem que buscar o teu sonho.
Tudo aconteceu tão rápido. Meu primeiro campeonato que eu ganhei na minha vida foi depois de 6 meses que eu entrei na LG.
E a sensação que nós tivemos quando nós entramos em Columbus no Major, via tantas pessoas, o tanto de fã, aquelas pessoas vestindo as camisetas do time, pessoas vibrando, e aí você via o quanto era inacreditável. O jogo que eu não me esqueço foi contra o Team Liquid. Nós estávamos perdendo de 15-6. E aí daqui a pouco começou a vir a reação e ganha mais um ponto e daqui a pouco faz outro quando a gente vê.
O fato é, quando eu fiz esse round, nem eu mesmo acreditei. E a hora que foi campeão, pô, pra gente foi coisa linda. Meu pai e minha irmã choraram quando a gente foi campeão. E meu pai deu um tapa no meu peito e falou que estava muito feliz com tudo que eu conquistei até hoje.
O Rai, nós tivemos uma surpresa assim, pela primeira vez levanta um troféu com aquela empolgação, com aquela alegria tão grande.
O tempo todo foi uma luta para mostrar para meus pais que minha escolha estava certa. Foi uma coisa que eu me senti realizado na minha vida.
It's funny because he was very good, very fast. But I didn't expect him to be as good as he is right now.
Welcome to ESL 1 Grand Final!
I remember other teams were saying, who is this guy? I mean, where he came from, where he was hiding. He was so good.
He's got an ace in overtime! SK Gaming, second major championship in a row!
Because of his parents, I think he knows how important it is to really work hard for something you want.
Ele vem de uma família que todos os familiares trabalham.
Ele começou a ser assim porque ele aprendeu vendo a gente assim dentro de casa, correndo atrás das coisas.
E mostrei que quando você trabalha duro, você almeja uma coisa, você sonha com essa coisa todos os dias, você pode ter ela.
Just an amazing story about an amazing talent, a player that really was plucked from obscurity to become the best player in the world, something that's only really possible in a game as amazing as Counter-Strike. And now we get to see him in action. Duncan, we're going to have the vetoes.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be very, very interesting because FaZe can go anywhere. SK Gaming have actually shown some different tendencies. I actually saw them pick cash at one point in time when they went against the Astralis at ECS. So I think if you're SK Gaming, I think I want to get a Mirage out of the equation here. I've seen how FaZe play on that map. It's a really dangerous one for them. Nuke is one that it's fairly obvious to get out. SK Gaming is not a team that necessarily is going to blow you away on Dust 2, so I think that's more specific to FaZe. They take cash out the equation, so we're going to have one left here. Is it going to be something like, it's going to be Train actually, so the classic Train is not going to be played by the FaZe, and actually we're going to end up on Mirage. So here's the thing. I actually had SK Gaming winning this when I did my predictions at the beginning of the day. I thought put the teams together, forget the map, who should win? I think SK is actually a better team than FaZe still, but this map, I feel like this is actually FaZe's chance to get the upset.
Right, so I will push upon you for a
I'm going to
prediction.
take FaZe for this. I think I don't know why SK's gone this route, but I think this is an ideal map for FaZe to get the upset.
All right, and Jason, reactions and prediction, please.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely, obviously, because when Kerrigan comes in, this became a very strong map very quickly for FaZe, and it fell off towards the end of last year against SK, so it's logical you think they'd go away from it, but I'm going to take SK in this one, so I'm going to stick with the current world champs.
All right, thank you very much, guys. And now the stage is set for a great game. We're going to give you some great casters. It's James Bardolph and DDK.
Thanks very much, gents. Indeed, James, this is going to be a great match. Mirage is always a really fun map, especially with two teams that have so many accomplished players as these two do. And I think it's very hard to predict this because, as we already saw with Na'Vi, so many teams have been hard at work training for this major because it is the most important event.
Yeah, I mean, SK are a team who've had some trouble on Mirage, but I feel like part of that is because they put all their strats on YouTube. But I do wonder if Mirage has been left in because maybe it's one of the maps where they're more comfortable. With Fox, we saw a good performance from them on Mirage already. And, I mean, Fox is super strong if you put him on towards B as well, but maybe FaZe will be familiar with that since he used to play for that team. I don't know who to pick for this one. I think I'll slightly favour SK. I mean, bearing in mind Fox is a stand-in, right? There's always going to be weakness, no matter how long he's a stand-in for. So I'm not going to say that they're a solid pick for me, but I do see them as a slight favourite. How do you feel about this?
It is really hard to call, actually, I think, for me as well. There's a lot I like for FaZe with this one, but SK as well, it's just, they often just find a way, don't they? Especially in the majors. Well, let's let the gameplay do the talking for us here, as we have SK on that CT side indeed. And they have full Kevlars here, so ready to just pop some heads, take the fights, no messing around. On the other hand, though, FaZe, they've got a couple of smokes and a few flashbangs here, and you can see they're all trained on that A-bomb site.
Ferme get trapped here on his own. He's in shadow position at the moment. Fox and coldzera in the middle of mid, so it might be late for a rotation, but that might have to play retake, but Fallen's in triple as well, so they may both get trapped here. Who will have success, however? They're on the high ground now, getting taken down. There goes Fallen as well. So indeed, it's a three-man retake. Nice isolation by FaZe of those two players. Taco can't find a kill.
That's not good, is it? That's very awkward there for Taco. A bit late with that engagement. And this is just such a strong start here for the FaZe clan. coldzera, though, against 5. Can he really get something done here? The bomb, of course, has been planted. There was no kit purchased at any point here for the SK Gaming side, so time is ultimately what will defeat him if he was even to get the kills.
I think he may go to safe as Kevlar at this point.
Yeah, definitely a good choice.
Yeah, when that push comes in, I think some teams may want to go for the retake play with as many numbers as possible, but Fer and Fallen's positions didn't really allow for that. Fer was a forward position, Fallen trapped around triple as well, couldn't get the kills, and then it continued to fall apart. Dominoes keep moving for FaZe in that first round, so nice start from FaZe. Now you wonder if we're going to see a full force from SK here. Some people will leave money in the hole for NAWP. Fallen will buy absolutely nothing. Everybody else force buying. Taco's leaving half his money intact. So we'll see if he buys anything else. But indeed, generally speaking, it is a force buy. coldzera with a UMP.
I think he dropped a gun potentially for a teammate as well. And so you have to see if that's going to pan out here for SK. SK, a team that's very good at keeping the pressure on. And that's one of the things that you need in the championship level team. You always have to be able to put the pressure or keep the pressure on. And we know that they have players that are so good at getting those kills, and they must get kills. With an investment like this, even if they lose the round, they must get some kills and impact FaZe's economy. Eviscerated, if you will. Now, Karrigan's found himself a great forward position here as the B split is worked upon. This is a great way to run around like this, an anti-force buy type round, and Alu is at the front of it.
I love that play. We'll come back to it later. Taco moving into default now, getting a nice one dig onto Kiyashima. He's got one player on the support. Down he goes, though. Fox coming in for the flank as well. coldzera down on the B bomb site. Two players coming in towards that shop area. Alu's got an angle on the window, so this is looking pretty solid for the FaZe clan at present. I think Rain is in the apps there. Fox has close quarters, could get the one tap there. Rain going for the reload as well. Really poor timing from him. That's an AK collected, and Fox can save that if he wants to, or will they go for the push? Down goes Alu. This looks on for SK, and now Karrigan's the last man standing. He's on shot. He sees Fox. Can he get the 1v1 using the pillar to try and hide himself? Down goes Fox. No kit for Fallen. Looks good for FaZe now. Fallen just trying to bait Karrigan out. He's touched the bomb. Wants to try and kill everyone. Won't do it. Expensive round for FaZe, but a good round nonetheless. They keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that looked potentially like 4 guys would survive for FaZe, which would be really bad for SK. And they managed to get somehow almost all the kills there. So really nice from SK to force their way back in and get the damage done, keep the pressure up. And we're going to see now at FaZe that they're going to have to spend everything. They're going to have 3 MAC-10s, actually, which is not the most common of sights. But it will be very good. It's a very cheap gun. It's very good at defeating players which have no Kevlar. And that is the case here. No helmets, no Kevlar for SK Gaming. They are on a full save.
On the plus side for FaZe, there's likely to be a lack of helmets in the buy round as well. So they can opt to keep some of those Mac 10s if they go for a pop flash play, as you saw AZ moving into Connector once Connector was smoked. They could use the Mac 10s for close quarters plays like that. Mirage maybe not the best map for Mac 10s against a buy Sans helmet, but we'll see how things play out. For now, Karrigan looking towards B. Got the AK on point actually, but he has support from Kirishima. Fox has come in for the flag now. He can't get the kill. 3 players down. This looks like a nothing round for SK, which is perfectly fine as they are on that clean eco.
Yep. FaZe with that good start, and for me it's also important to see FaZe with that good start too, because it's going to be interesting to see what they've been working on, because Mirage is a map where they, as it was highlighted upon on the desk, Karrigan brought them, well, Karrigan and Alu, I would say, both players brought them a lot of potential to have this be a map which could be quite strong for them. Alu is, he's such a strong AWPer, very dynamic, and that gives him very strong presence across the map, as you can do so much with it on the CT side especially, and Karrigan for those T side strats and the mid-round calling, which has really made the difference. And right now, as you said, we're going to have only 1 player actually without a helmet. So this is, the Mac 10s are going to be very hard to use well here. Will Fur be able to survive? There's one down, the second comes in as well. That is a big defense. This has fallen flat on his face. FaZe have to make the B push work, and there's the first entry to try to do so.
Yeah, they've got the bomb there as well. Early smokes coming in to choke off the choke points. Oh, Rain just about getting past to the bench position with 5 HP. Man advantage though for SK, but how do they find the angles? Fur is on a very long rotation through the apartments, and SK may have to wait a little while. That smoke to go as well. Rain not waiting for anything, no, but he's going to get taken down by coldzera. Now to 3-on-3, retake Karrigan around the window. That's a very hard spot to deal with, and First still far away. This is still looking hard for SK despite the man advantage. The bait now from coldzera. Down goes Fox. They're falling 1 by 1. The high ground finally comes in. Fur gets one tap by Karrigan immediately down to the 1 versus 1 there, but does come have the touch, doesn't have the kit. Can't get a kill on Karrigan either. Huge draw from FaZe Clan as they hold on the B bomb site despite having very early disadvantages there.
Karrigan's up to 10 kills already after 4 rounds. Karrigan is having a game already. And that jump from Fallen was really good through the window to bait out the Karrigan who was sitting in the corner. Karrigan should have been a dead man. And the thing is that there was no trade. If Fallen jumps out like that, he knows he's basically dying. But the whole point is to get rid of that position of the player in the corner, which was Karrigan. But there was no coordination there to jump out with Fallen. So I'm not sure what happened there, but it enabled Karrigan an opportunity, which he did not throw away. And now it's back to the pistols for SK. But they have Deagles, James. 4 Deagles. Should be fun. One would hope.
For those of you on Go TV, in the second half, I would watch Alu with the AWP, but for the first half, I would keep eyes on AZ. And since Karrigan's doing well already, keep eyes on him as well. On the CT side, I would say Fur. I'd normally say Fallen, but it seems that Fox is the primary AWPer at the moment. So in that case, I'll keep eyes on Fur instead. But yeah, it seems SK, they're choosing to play to Fox's strengths as opposed to playing to their permanent team strengths, which would be Fallen AWPing. So normally I would say Fallen, but there we go. Anyway, this is a eco round. Good start from Fallen over towards the A-bomb site. He's got coldzera and Fox close as well. AZ's going to charge in on his own. That's not going to work out for him. coldzera avoiding these flashbangs once again. 2 men left now. Kishima and Karrigan. This is not working out at all for FaZe. Karrigan, 1 HP, matter of time. Dan, they got absolutely wrecked. What happened?
How did Cold get 4 kills? Where did Cold find 4 frags? Where? Where were they hiding? That is insane.
What a round to lose.
That is a crazy round to lose. It all just fell flat on his face. That's nuts. I mean, we see this, we heard this in the distance, the kind of clink of the 1D. That was very nice from Fallen. But then Cold, after he got, had his hands on that AK, he just annihilates everybody here. Wow. And that's crazy because they were able to pick up another AK there. So there's a lot of value they converted from that win. That is going to shake FaZe somewhat. But FaZe still have the ability to not allow that to compound into too much of an issue in the long run if they're able to win this round. It looks like they want to go for that set piece onto the A-bomb site, throw those smokes in, and see if they can make life difficult here for SK.
Now we've got Fallen playing around a shadow position, but help is going to be hard to come by. Both teams are getting flashed. Fallen's surely going to go down in this situation. Facing 3, down he goes. Fur trying to do what he can. There are T's all over the place. Bombs getting taken down. The close grenade. Rain and Ali double peeking, and that's going to work out. Fur goes down. Now we've got Fox rotating from mid towards the CT position. Can he stop the bomb from going down? There goes Kirishima. Rain planting. Plant successful, but there goes Rain as well. Ali with a lot to do. 3 players remain for SK. Can he get himself to 1 versus 1 situations? Moves to triple. 2 players coming from jungle and connector, so he can take down Fox, but now Fox is the bait. Cold Zero will take him down. 3 players surviving for SK. Looked a bit hairy, but another round on the board for them.
Yeah, that was really cool to see that Fox just really connected. What a lot of those 2 shots with Fox connected, a lot of shots, Orpus, would miss those shots just because you're under a lot of tension and your positioning is not quite perfect, so you have to kind of flick, it maybe when your movement's a bit irregular, but he managed to connect those under pressure. That's really good, a really good start from Fox. But to see Fallen playing the shadow position is actually really weird for me, to be honest. So unusual to see him playing that spot. It's going to be fun to see how that turns out. But we have double ops now. Fox and Cold Zero picking up the AWPs. So this spells trouble here for FaZe. They had a real opportunity to get that momentum going, but that one round where Cold picked up the 4K, that has just really set FaZe back so massively now.
Yeah, the money's gone on the FaZe clan. Some Tech 9s, pistols being picked up, mostly P250s. Indeed, double ops. We'll see where Cold Zero is going to go with his. Fox has started some rounds towards CTA and some rounds in the middle area. So SK changing things up. We've seen Fur in Shadow. We've seen Fallen in Shadow. All kinds of things going on. We'll see what the norm is. Fallen playing close to the ramp at the moment on this anti-eco round. To just the 1 player with Kevlar, that's Rain. Moving quickly into the middle area. Alu lurking in Palace with the bomb. His teammates are getting taken out 1 by 1. He won't pull a rotation. Fallen's in a great spot, but there's no one CT. He manages to plant the bomb.
Oh dear. That's so nice for FaZe, but you got to think that it's a little bit of a, I mean...
Well, they didn't lose a single player, SK, so...
No, but you know, allowing the bomb to go down is never nice when you have 5 players left alive and you haven't spotted the bomb. Maybe that's the edge that FaZe need. We'll find out shortly, I suppose. I mean, because we're in a position where SK, they haven't actually managed to get too far ahead from the money perspective. So FaZe still have the ability, if they're able to win a couple rounds back here, that they can start swinging momentum back in their favor, maybe play against some ecos. That would be lovely. But first they have to surmount the double op situation. This is going to be interesting. I mean, for us, this is a new experience to see how Fox, like the work that they've done with Fox on this team, and him being part of the double oping unit with Cold.
Yeah, Taco's going to be supporting Fox from that short position. Fur currently in connector as well, and again, it's Fallen playing close, so some of these positions have been changed around, but Rain, as that smoke dissipates, will get an early advantage for FaZe. Can they capitalize on this? 3 players top mid for the T side. Haven't really pushed into mid at the moment. Now Taco's starting to creep top mid as the T side move away.
Oh, this is so cool from Taco. He's going to hear all the info here, all the running. He spots 1 player, has to go for the shots there, gives his position up. There's no other choice. And you can see immediately, FaZe like, whoa, wait a second. There's a minute left. And do we still go for this? They saw us running across. They have to have the information. Do we still go for this A play? They're going to decide to go back. This is a good decision from FaZe.
Taco's moved from short to B as Cold Zero's rotated, anticipating a strike towards A. But indeed, that strike is now coming to the opposing bomb site. Taco has the smoke to play with at the moment, but no players for support. They are very far away, very bad positions for this rotation. Rain moving up towards top mid as well. I'm not sure if First spotted him. Taco's going to need help badly. And there it is, taking his head off. And that Molotov's gone to the wrong place. They need to get out of that fire, but they're in very good positions to take this round phase. Indeed, yeah, it's abandoned ship already.
Yeah, there's not much SK can do. And if you consider like some of the small parts about this round, imagine if Taco is about a second slower to the position at top middle and doesn't get spotted, then FaZe go for the A play and SK very likely just win the round. But because he was a second too fast, something that he can never know, it was abandoned ship on that plan. FaZe re-strategized the round, and SK, they had to go back to passive positions because they were man down, they didn't know what was going on. So
it's a nice mid-round call.
Yeah, it was a great mid-round call, and this is one of the differences that Karrigan has added to the FaZe team. We used to see FaZe be like kind of like a dilemma that Mousesports had before as well, where you get into these mid-round spots when the initial plan had to be aborted, and there wouldn't be a clear call or a clear, concise decision or consensus across the team as to where to go next, and then it would just kind of, loads of mistakes would happen. So really nice to see. That's a good sign, and FaZe are going to be able to show some resistance here, not allowed to SK to run away with things.
Nice shot there by Karrigan. At AZ, for the potential trade frag as well. Carrigan with 12 kills, got double the closest guy to his team at the moment. Good for a 2-round lead at present over SK. They saved a lot of guns. They have a good buy, the Brazilian side, with Portuguese standing. 3 men top mid, a faster play down from FaZe. Lovely shot onto Fox.
Yeah, what a shutdown there from Alu. And now this should force a response from SK Gaming. They have to take some risks, and that was it. Trying to get some info, get something done there in the apartments, and that's another 1-versus-1 loss. This puts SK in a really desperate position. What do they do right now? They are in a spot where they can try to commit to win this round still, because they can still manage to buy in the next round.
coldzera has some action coming his way as soon as distractions being run towards A, but it is the action is behind coldzera. We've got 4 people in apartments. He needs to turn around and he'll have a good angle. We'll hear the Graves coming and he's moving closer to the side. Nice shot into Kiyashima. Can he avoid getting traded here? They're on the high ground. He can't get a second kill. Fallen and Fur remain. Fur trying to thin the numbers out from the shop. His teammate is well away from him, so all he can do now is hold his position, try and get some 1-versus-1 duels, but he's going to choose to push. Fallen takes rain down from the short position. Now they've got 2-versus-1, but now it's Ali alone. What's happened to this round?
I don't know how Fur managed to find a blind spot, but he did, and he moved through it. That is so sick. Now Ali's got to clutch this. He is, to be honest, the man for the job on FaZe in a spot like this. So cool, calm and collected, but he misses the first shot. He will be able to recover somehow, though. Fur not able to find that kill, but Fallen will. And there is plenty of time to get the defuse. I do not believe it. How did they pick this one up?
One by one, the FaZe clan members disappeared. SK reduced the gap to 1. This game's looking pretty tight at the moment. Tight on money, tight on rounds. Ooh, feels that heartache. I know there's a meme picture out there somewhere. FaZe with a thin lead at the moment. They have the buy. They've got a full buy again, so the carnage is going to continue. 2 orbs on the CT side. Alu will have his own as well. We'll see if Fallen keeps playing these close A ramp positions. I do wonder if this is specific to FaZe. I mean, we've seen them before from SK, but no smokes. And normally they had it with a 2-man setup, whereas he's just playing it on his lonesome. And he's going to have a lot of action coming his way.
AZ's great in spots like this, though, on these entries. But he's going to have a grenade in his hand. Range there, though, for the quick trade. That's going to work out, but there is still players to worry about in the vicinity. Although the major space they're contending for, that bomb site, has been controlled now. Fur, wow, Rain just going straight into connector. And it does get the kill easily, it seems. Fox, there's some good fragging here from this position before, but there's a lot more players to work against this time, and they are not peeking him. He needs some help here. He needs someone to try to help him get those players out of position. And that is one opportunity gone now for Fox. And the bomb is starting to tick faster and faster. If they want to move, they've got to do it now.
Now goes Kiyashima. Rain's in a very strong position though. Sees Taco through the top of the smoke, and that bomb's continuing to tick. They need to save these ops. Not sure if Cold can save his one because of Rain's position. He's blind as well, but Fox may be able to escape. Definitely needs to hold on to this. Yeah, Cold should be okay there. And indeed he is. Another round for FaZe. I mean, SK's A-holds are looking somewhat brittle.
Yep.
Fallen good for 1 kill there, but is 1 kill enough?
Yeah, the old Fur and FNX type plays that you could see at A were quite iconic almost of SK's Mirage holds, and also it was also marked by the kinds of aggressions that Fur seemed to be able to do that no one else could quite do in the way that he could do it. So it is a very different dynamic for the ESK defense. Another fast push into the middle area would seem from FaZe, but actually perhaps they detected the pushing here because they've held themselves in a more passive spot. Fur goes in, gets himself 1, but that's not going to work out. AZ strikes, and he knocks down 2.
Fox's position as time ticks gets more dangerous, but he delivers a kill, and it's time to get out of there. Lovely angle from Cold as well. Kiyashima holding a passive angle, but not passive enough apparently. Question is, where is the bomb going now? 3 versus 2. Cold will be left alone on the B bomb site. Has to be afraid of short and the apartments area. Apartments smoked off. Meanwhile, the bomb's rotating towards the A site. Fox holding an angle on short for his teammate at present, but he can quickly rotate towards A. Fallen will need to stay alive. If he spots something, he will need to be the bait from this position. Rain checking the sandwich, and there we go. Now Fallen just needs to hide. And he has to hope that Fox has the angle, but the Molotov forces him out, down to the 2 versus 2.
Fox and Cold Zero, the new orb duo, it would seem here. The orbs, it will be difficult to go for the retakes here. Oh God, Fox is stuck in the flames there. Took a bit too much damage, down to 20. Cold lurking above the smoke, gets himself one. So fast to the trigger is Cold. Rain now gives up his position in killing Fox. This is going to help Cold though, at least he knows where he's going to be at. And he's going to go and just try to pressure the defuse now. Oh, is he going for the hold? Pros don't fake. Cold pulls it out of the bags there somehow. Rain will be disappointed with that. Picks up the kill at the very least. But a round stolen away by SK, but they lost every player.
Yeah, he is going down to the wire. That is an expensive drop of the AWP towards the end there as well, but Cold has enough money for another one. He will throw it to Fox, and Fallen will be on the UMP, it seems, as will Taco. So, again, we keep seeing buys from both these sides, mostly because of saves on the CT side, but indeed, things are going down to the wire, going down to the limits of their economy. FaZe, again, with a fast play. Always important to have that Molotov going into connector. Makes it a lot harder for the CTs to pick those angles. If it goes on the top, often allows a gap in the bottom, but then Fox got picked off last time, so SK will have to be careful around the connector area. One round between these two sides, and look at all those smokes in the middle area. Scope, 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 scope.
They're just chilling at the moment in middle, and it's interesting that SK don't decide to contest it in any sense. What they're doing now is just playing hyper passive all the way in the back of the B-bomb site, very defensive on A as well, and allowing FaZe to move into whatever positions they want. And FaZe have shown quite a strong ability to play off these forward positions, so it's going to be tough for SK to deal with. It's interesting that they've chosen this approach. Now they're starting to feel that additional pressure. The players coming towards B. Fox is going to be put to the test.
He will need a flash from Taco if he wants to peek the balcony again. Taco not in position to do it though, he's having a peek himself, they're both going to go down. That is horrible, lovely split by FaZe, and you have to wonder if SK have an answer at this point. Maybe Coldzera was trying one, but Alu has completely denied him. Fur is miles away, Fallen just on a salvage mission, picking up an M4, and he has to run for his life. Another difficult round for SK. I mean, just the way the guys on B were peeking with Fox on the balcony looking towards short, and Taco facing apartments with the UMP. So many problems for them, and it was compounded by the split of FaZe. And now I think finally the money is broken for SK.
Tough times. A very close match between these two teams, isn't it? It's kind of nuts how backwards and forwards this one is.
SK, 4 of their 5 rounds have been won by defuse. So even in the rounds that FaZe haven't won, they're having a certain amount of success. Yeah, that peak is never going to come in time. That's a nasty surprise, very nasty indeed. And now FaZe have opportunity. I mean, there are still weapons on this SK side, and they are going to buy around these weapons, so the force is here.
And one thing about FaZe 2 is that, SK is studying FaZe's demos. They're going to read and kind of average sort of timing for when FaZe makes certain plays. And obviously, part of the boot camps and kind of the period right before the major, teams get to mix stuff up like that so that they're not as predictable. So seeing very slow stuff from FaZe is quite surprising because they generally are a bit of a faster team. And that does affect how SK, the push timings for information and so on that SK might want to make. So it's interesting now that both teams get a bit of info in this match itself to kind of adjust a little bit. But we'll have to see if it comes too late for one of these sides. FaZe starting to take a bit of a lead, and they should be able to close this round down as well. They've got a nice advantage on the weapons and some good mid control once again. SK often just giving up mid, and they don't have an AWP, so that's understandable.
I think we have a pop flash for Fur to have a look. Spots one player that's got the... it is the bomb carrier, actually. That means rotation, but will it come fast enough? Fallen trying to get off the side to play for the retake. And he's going to survive the AK there as well. We've still got Taco towards B, holding an angle, but, I mean, a bomb was spotted on A ramp, surely. Rain going for the short plant with Karrigan there for support. 3-on-3 retake here for the CCs. Make it 2. Cold Zero disappears. No kit on these final players.
Fallen with that UMP. He's all that's left now. And a very surprising second frag from him, but with 19 points of health and these angles to deal with. And no grenades. That will be the end of Fallen in this round. 8-5, and FaZe are doing some good work here on this T side. They are also showing some resilience and also some adaptability. And those are two important qualities that maybe you would not necessarily have associated with previous FaZe clan lineups. So it's good to see that. And it's really putting SK to the test here. And this round, they don't have much to answer for. So really playing for the, well, playing to squeeze out an extra round in the last one of the first half, perhaps with a full save here.
Yeah. SK's buy will probably suck in the last round, but they are without choice. So we'll see if FaZe can make it to double figures in the first half. This is, that might be a smoke for jungle rather than connector actually. I don't recall which one, but we will soon find out. Indeed, it's the connector smoke rather than a jungle smoke. I like the idea of a triple smoke when you have someone near connector as well. Because I feel like if you have someone near jungle, playing between jungle and connector, then you can bait them into an AWP shot. Anyway, FaZe moving towards B. Taco playing the that sneaky angle, but to what end? They don't have much to offer SK in this particular round. Double pick coming in from the CT side, and now it's fallen with his honest USP on the A site. Try and steal a gun. Karrigan though being very careful. In-game leader expecting in-game leader.
There's a lot of good data here, I think, in this match for any potential opponents in the future of the FaZe clan if Mirage comes up, because we've seen a lot of focus around B actually from FaZe clan, and you know, as you mentioned, the A defenses didn't look too amazing from SK, but generally speaking, FaZe seem to be favoring the B side of the map, and they've got a lot of splits that do seem very well coordinated. So that's something to think about for any of the future opponents on this map of FaZe clan in this major. But this is last round of the first half now, and we see Fur back to his ultra shenanigans perhaps, back into his regular position here with the UMP, going aggressive as we know him to do by Slope. He's been spotted by Rain. Rain will call it out, but he can't survive the onslaught. Where's the response though? Karrigan's in Palace. Perhaps he could strike here to maybe get a frag back.
T's got to be careful as well, because the box in the T spawn. AZ's going to collect it. Karrigan taken down. Ding dong, double headshot from Fur. Phase of 3 players remaining. May not be double figures in the first half after all. Moving towards the B bomb site is Alu. He's looking for a pick at this point, trying to maybe bait someone out into his reticle. Meanwhile, his teammates are moving through the middle area, but connector is open. Fox passes the angle. They won't see them moving up short. There's opportunity for FaZe.
It's looking quite interesting. This B side has worked out well for them in the past. Let's see if SK can have a better defense here going for themselves. A bit of damage here taken already by FaZe. Cole with that frag. He's still on the bomb site, causing problems. And there is another one. And it's a big one because it leaves Alu alone. No friends to play off of with that AWP. And there are CT swarming him on the bomb site now. And that's going to be that 9-6 first half between FaZe and SK. If you consider how back and forth this was, this is actually a very impressive feat by FaZe. But I think also we did see not the greatest amount of comfort in perhaps the new roles and positions from SK.
Yeah, I think it was SK should feel happy they got 6 rounds on the board in that situation, because it looked quite difficult for them. Now the roles change and it's FaZe's turn to defense. We'll see what SK have in mind. And I do wonder if their T sides or their CT sides will be stronger going into the major with a stand-in. Essentially, I'm sure they prepared for something, so we'll find out. We'll learn that as the major continues. Karrigan, Diffuse Kit and a Smoke. Everybody else Kevlar. All USPs apart from 1P2000, and we see Karrigan and Cold Zero the ones delivering the kills for their respective teams at the moment, and we'll need some catch-up for both sides. Fox and Taco, AZ and Kiyashima lounging, rather languishing around 5 kills each. SK with a heavy focus towards the A site immediately. The numbers game will be strong as we've got Rain towards triple. Other than that, everyone for FaZe is somewhere else. AZ looking to push top mid.
Fast play into the A bomb side here. Rain on the site. He has not got much in the way of support. He's not really playing the retake position here. He's looking for kills. He might just... Oh, that is nice mid-air frag there. Headshot straight away. AZ now looking to come into play there by the stairs. The bomb is on the floor in a precarious spot. Fur and Taco, the last man standing, but not for long. Kiyoshima's back into the fray as it's just Fur, but AZ will drop him down on the stairs. And that is a strong start here in the second half from FaZe. I would be a little bit worried now if I were SK.
Me too. Both pistol rounds won by FaZe. They are in a good spot at the moment. We haven't seen anything spectacular from SK just yet, so it is somewhat worrisome if you are a fan of the mostly Brazilian side. They've gone for the force buy. We've got a Tech 9s coming out, Deagles onto Taco and Cold Zero. A solitary smoke grenade onto Fallen. He will carry the bomb as well, and he will lack the Kevlar. So we'll see what SK can offer with that one smoke grenade. 3 players heading towards apartments. Looking to go in the lower area. Kiyoshima will have the audio information. You'll hear them moving around. You see a grenade from the CTs. In response to that, AZ goes for some sneaky stuff. Down to 6 HP though. He needs to get out of there.
Yeah, bad spot now. Stuck in no man's land. That bomb just sitting there in mid. What are you to do? Bunch of rifles trained your way. But there is some damage to be done here by Fer and Cold. Deagle in hand, they're looking to try to use this as a budget AWP perhaps. Snipe down some players. Just slowing things down a little bit. I mean, FaZe, they don't have, there's no reason for FaZe to push. So SK are gonna have to, it's on them really to try to finish on one of these bomb sites and pick up a kill along the way if they can possibly do so. But the issue is, where the hell are FaZe? Where are they playing from? There's a little bit of info for Cold as he spots Kiyoshima through the window. But I like the discipline here. FaZe very disciplined, not showing themselves really. Now Fer also making some steps in the B apartments. So this is FaZe have a very good idea of exactly where SK are, and they are not overextending. I love that.
SK have managed to get 2 players per side on the for the CTs now, but they need to charge onto the site. They've got 20 seconds, and a short plant might be somewhat dangerous here, so they really need to clear CT and plant around the triple area. Alu waiting, Fer creeping in, but he can't get a kill, Alu. 1 more to find, and again, that clock is running down. They need to kill range, otherwise they can't plant the bomb. Down he goes, triple plant comes in, 15 HP for Fer. Can he pick up a rifle?
Okay, this is getting a bit weird. Tech 9 still though for Fer, and he will go down straight away, but that damage is brilliant. And it's not just the damage they did, but also what they did to grow their own economy, that bomb plant. That's going to help them out a lot. But FaZe, you know, they'll be, you know, in a good spot to be getting the orbs rolling in when they want them. And Alu's AWP on the CT is amazing. And one thing I actually have to mention as well is that way back when Carrigan used to be on the TSM, like in the TSM era, before Astralis became Astralis and when they were TSM and Dignitas, obviously Carrigan came in the TSM era. Carrigan in many spots was actually had the best rating out of some tournaments. He was individually very, very good, and it kind of dropped off into the Astralis era when Carrigan was a part of that team. So it's very interesting to see if that becomes something that we come to note of him again, that his individual level rises with this new team.
SK still trailing economically. Pistols, some Kevlar here and there. 3 flashbangs, starting to get quiet now. Kiyoshima's position around a short area allows him to hear a lot of sound if there is any around the apps. So SK will have to be scared of that. Fox taken down in the underpass area. Taco's made his way onto the site. Can he get a kill though? Carrigan gets 1 kill, starts to back off. Got Kiyishima for support, but he can't reload in time. He'll go down. Kiyishima and Alu now putting in work. That is a very nice cleanup. Only 1 person lost. Won't be much of a concern. No plant for SK, so they won't have as much money as they otherwise would, which may mean no AWPs where we would otherwise see them.
Yeah, the question becomes then, do they have all the nades? We have some FaZe fans, hashtag FaZe up, and they are definitely up a lot right now, James. They are up 6 rounds. That is pretty gangster.
Double the score of your opponent's always good, unless you've got 2 and they've got 1, then it's not so good.
All right, so we have a timeout for SK here, which is much needed. Obviously, this is basically make or break. If they lose this round, let's imagine that's the case. They lose the round, it goes 13-6 for FaZe, but then they have to save again. So then it's essentially 14-6 that they're up against. So there is no messing around at this point. They have to win every other round to have any security or any room for error moving into this comeback. And so with the limited, as you said, there's no AWP, they don't have the maximum amount of grenades. It's really important to get on the same page with this round.
Can SK show us the strategy, the tactics that they became famous for? They'll certainly need them at this point. They are very behind at the moment. No presence towards mid. Nobody going to even be watching it at this point. Very quickly showing some presence towards the B-bomb side. Karrigan taken by surprise there. Kishima deep towards short, can't hear the running, and they're going to charge straight in. Taco, middle of the site, gets taken down from short. Karrigan around the sides as well. Can he hold?
Yeah, the positioning is pretty strong here. They have no idea where to look. How is this so effective? Kiyoshima and Karrigan playing off of each other so incredibly well. SK never looked in the right spot, I don't think even once. That is crazy. Now they made it look easy. It's 13-6. FaZe, they look so comfortable, James. They have their slippers on, the dressing gown. They're in front of an open fire. Right now, they are smiling, and they have only 3 more rounds to go to get to that 16.
The B-rush, Taco in the middle of the site, but they can't find anybody. Kishima was almost in the middle of mid, goes back, kills him from short, and it all falls apart. They didn't get a single kill. They did not get a single kill in that round. Fallen, Scouts, no armor. SK have gone all in, almost. Well, actually, no, they haven't. They've left themselves with north of 1,500 for the most part, so they have spent a fair amount. But with their loss bonus, they can afford to. They'll get 3,400 if they lose this round. Good start, though. But maybe it's about damage for this round. No rifle collected just yet. For Kishima, he's too close. Tech9's putting in work, and now there's opportunity for SK. Now there are rifles to be collected.
Yeah, this is super weird now, because the bomb can go anywhere, and obviously they pretty much have the A-bomb site, so they're taking it there. But there are 2 players for FaZe there, 2 of the remaining 3. Oh my god, these Tech9s, they're just doing so much work. And Alu and Karrigan will be trying to get something going here. Alu's in the good spot. Oh, that could have been pretty huge, but it will just be nothing instead. And that will be lovely for SK. They survive with everyone. Let's see how many guns they pick up. That's an AWP, an AK, and an M4. Okay, they picked up 5 rifles, including an AWP there, James. That is insane value.
That is a bit bizarro world. Getting into B, not getting a kill, then getting Tech9s and not losing a single player. Opportunity knocks for SK, but again, we haven't really seen much from them. They need more than Rush B on their T side. The buy comes back out for FaZe, comes back in, whichever you prefer.
So this is it then. I mean, if SK win this, that's FaZe on the eco situation. So this is kind of crazy. And SK, they won and picked up so many guns that they can buy immediately if they lose this round. So SK suddenly have some weird level of economic security, at least for 1 round. So you can see Range is playing on the smoke here. He wants to find that early advantage. They would do very well to start things off with that and put SK Gaming on the back foot, not allow them to execute their initial plan at the start of the round. FaZe playing a little less passively than SK did, but they're still playing fairly passively.
I really wonder what SK are going to offer us on this T side. I'm slightly concerned based on what we used to see and what we've seen so far. Minutes on the clock. No mid control, no one towards A anymore. Pretty much almost all in B apartments, holding some angles, not finding anything. Will it be Rush B again? They might see Karrigan silencer if he holds that angle, I'm not sure. He needs to be careful with that. Nope, he's good. But as they get closer, let's see the charge. It is Rush B once again. No one checking Karrigan's position. The smoke goes down as well. And he's in a strong advantage now. If they charge for that smoke, they're going to get wrecked, surely. But he goes for the reload. He's got a teammate coming in for rotation. AZ's mate is going to be the 3rd player on B. And he'll go down immediately. Cannon fodder, perhaps. Karrigan with a lovely angle. Down goes Coldzera. Down goes the bomb.
Oh, wow.
Disaster for SK. Again, there's just not offering anything apart from Rush B.
But these setups from Karrigan and Kiyoshima, they are masterful. If you just look at the positioning there from Karrigan, he repositioned a bunch of times, and initially Kiyoshima was baiting, doing the jump across, and then running away. So they think that the player that would play Karrigan's position where he was hiding, that would be the player jumping around. So they thought there was no one there. So that in of itself, free kill, slows things down. Karrigan repositions, Kiyoshima repositions. Every time SK have hit that site against that setup, they've been having big problems. So you got to hand it to FaZe, to Karrigan and Kiyoshima there. That is just great.
This is very shaky stuff from SK. They have eked out another buy again. Maximum loss bonus. Well, it was there. It's not there anymore because they've been reset after winning that 1 round. Some utility. A bigger focus on the middle area this time. Fair on the low ground. Ali's got to be careful now. May need a flash from a teammate, although SK will do the job for him. Safety flash just in case. Now SK are in a good position with a lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, they have that mid as well, but they have to develop it into connector or or control of the ladder room, and then be able to extend into a split from there. That's really the second phase. Well, after you've taken middle, it's not just as simple as just sitting in that middle area. And so Kiyashima and Karrigan become another big problem. Look how they've adjusted their positioning to deal with the sheer mid presence. Cold, will he spot this? Sees Kiyashima, free kill for him. Now Karrigan knows that he's there. Karrigan has to deliver something great here to stop them from taking the B-bomb site, because there are a couple players coming. Actually, they're going to go for the A play now that an additional frag came out there. This gets awkward now here for both players, but still, Rain and Karrigan somehow delivering a defense, leaving Cold all alone.
It's fallen apart, but there's still opportunity. 30 seconds. It's a long rotation from B if he goes through the underpass. A dangerous one if he runs up short, but FaZe Rain, he's got 5 HP. He can't afford to peak those angles. AZ's got a lovely angle of his own. coldzera is going to go through CT spawn. Rain in position though, but looking the wrong way, and there's the opportunity for coldzera through the cool space, and now he needs to get that bomb down. A few seconds with which to do it, but AZ is well out of position.
But at least AZ knows 100% that Cold has to be on the bomb site planting the bomb right now. And so, will he realize, oh, got not out, but he realizes that Cold was close enough to take the engagement, holding the angle, just creeping. Who's going to be first to get the first bullets off? It's going to be Cold who takes the kill. Important, incredibly crucial round taken by Cold in that one-on-one clutch.
Cold
1-on-2 clutch, in fact.
Cold with 22 kills at the moment for his team. Only 2 players with more than 10 kills on the SK side at the moment. It's looking very tough indeed. So much required to get that one round on the board there. But they've broken the money of FaZe. FaZe not on that 15th round just yet. Opportunity for SK, but again, all these rounds have looked worrisome. Aliu on the low ground, but he's only got a P250 for holding the off angle. He's got Karrigan in for support. Nice clean up. 2 players down already. That's a very strong start for SK. They will want to collect the bomb, which I think Flair's going to go and do. Oh. They should play from Cold. Doesn't get a kill though. But as long as they win the round, it may not matter too much.
Yeah, they've got that. Well, seemingly it felt like a free passage to be, but in fact they're taking it slow. So Rain is actually on the position. Ooh, bullet landed onto Fallen there, and he misses his shot. I feel like it's always very tense whenever there's Deagles at play, because it just takes that one bullet, but sometimes, as we see there, the bullet does not find itself onto the player.
For anti-eco ace. Nice padding the statistics there. So a 9th round on the board for SK. The gap is getting smaller. They're on the cusp of double figures. FaZe on the buy once more. Ali on the AWP as per usual. Karrigan reduced to the UMP. Other than that, the rifles in as per usual. Limited in grenades are FaZe, but they have a reasonable amount. Just the one defuse kit onto Karrigan. We'll have to keep an eye on that should he go down. That may play a part later on. Fox smoking off top of short to help his teammates make their way towards the boxes. Oh no, Fallen's he's gone for the fast peek, but those double nades, if they come in, you are done most of the time. All left with all of 5 HP. Not the start SK needed.
I know you, James, that's one of your most hated things to be the
recipient. I think we spoke about this yesterday,
yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. I feel like it's not often you actually see the AWP die straight up from the double A's. Like, you'll like lose 80 life and be really annoyed, but still at least be alive. But Fallen just got sent straight to the bench there, and that is very sad for him. But at least he can be calling the shots from the bench there. It gives him more freedom to do so. I suppose, small consolation indeed. Either way, the push will come into the A-bomb site regardless, and there's 3 players there ready to receive it from FaZe. They have that early advantage on the men, and they're playing passively 3 on A, 2 on B, very standard stuff. Let's see if it does them the world of good or the world of bad here as the push comes in and Rain is lost straight away.
Flashbang though gives Kiyashima opportunities. Reloading now, playing that get right position as it's commonly known. AZ and Kiyashima clean up the rest, making it look easy. Rain was holding an off angle there. Most of the time those T's are going to run out, probably looking towards CT spawn, so that would give him a jump. But Flashbang was concise. The double nades, oh man, there's nothing you can do in that situation. And that puts FaZe on match point. SK 2 AK-47s and 3 Tech 9s at the moment. Not sure if anything's on the floor. A lot of grenades though. They've had time to practice with this 5. So we'll see if there's anything they can offer in this situation.
Yeah, this edition of FaZe Clan has so much confidence compared to all the others. Like finally believe in the system, all on the same page. Much more scary force than what we've come to associate FaZe with before Carrigan. And now, one round away from taking this win against SK. Still in the Swiss system though, but the win goes a very long way for you. So, Cole waiting for a push there in the B apps. SK somewhat patient play, easy looking for info. Oh, hopping up there to the ledge. And Fallen is in the right place at the right time there to pick up the kill. So something going here early in this round for SK to take an advantage. Can they turn that advantage into a bomb plant and perhaps a round window?
coldzera maybe going for a late flank through mid or just cutting off rotators. Very passive position from him, but Carrigan so forward is absolutely making a flank. Rain's in trouble, down he goes. Alu can't answer back just yet. He's committing to the site, moving forward. Down goes Fallen, but can he get any more flashbangs? Fox taken down as well. Spotting another player. Kishime picks up in the meantime, holding angles, but he's in trouble. Through triple boxes, he will get taken down. SK not out of this just yet.
Indeed, and I know you have to love the confidence of Alu there to say, I know that I have to push forwards here and that I have to hit 3 or 4 shots in a row. And it's like, because he knows that it's such an intense situation, but he's one of the coolest cucumbers out there in the Counter-Strike world. But this time it didn't work out too well for him, did miss one too many shots. And SK, they closed the gap here, they're only 5 away, and as we can see, the situation on the guns here isn't the best ever for FaZe. But with the individual skill that they have on the team, you always have to be on the lookout for problems. And there is problem number 1. AZ trying to escape. Oh, caught in the crossfire is Carrigan. Or sorry, is AZ by Carrigan, and the rest will be cleaned up. Just 2 left now here for the FaZe clan on those pistols, looking to do some damage. Ali will get a kill in, and he'll be able to pick up an AK, which is fun. But what can he do with it? There's a lot to be done.
Fallen has support from short. Fox will trade. 2 kills for Fox in this round, and before the start of this round he had 5 kills on the board. And going forward in this tournament, you have to wonder what people will think of SK's decision to put Fox on the open instead of Fallen, because you know, again, I mean, maybe there's no wrong decision, but it's like, do you play to the strengths of your stand-in? Do you play to the strengths of your current players? Fallen is a very unique person on the AWP as well. I imagine on a map such as Train T-side he would be AWPing, but there we go. It's a point of discussion.
I mean, many would call him the best AWPer in the world right now, or in the last, you know, for the biggest period of 2016, that is how has been known. So it seems really bizarre to take him off the AWP.
That is a good question.
Because he's just so, as you said, he's unique with it.
Yeah. Do you choose to play without the best AWPer in the world? I mean, it's a tough spot for them. Yeah. Put it that way.
He's the one guy that could make it work because he's more than that. But we could maybe talk about that at some other point. We're back into the action now. It's a non-buy here for FaZe, just a few P250s. P250 save, as it is known. Very cheap pistol, $300 a pop, but it can do a lot of damage. The honest P250.
Taka, I think it was Taka who spotted some players moving towards the middle area, which would explain the passive double peek from top mid around the entrance to B from the SK side. In the meantime, Taco slowly creeping towards Palace, looking for an entry, and now we have a procession, a pilgrimage perhaps. Lovely flashback, but coldzera still has an angle for 1 frag, and Fallen kind of has to run away here because he's carrying the bomb. He can't afford to go down in his position. He realizes that, and he will back off somewhat. Playing it tight, but again, they cannot afford mistakes there. Double AWPs versus an eco can be an awkward situation. 2 CTs per site now, minutes on the clock for SK. They are quite spread out as well. They need that numbers game. They do not want to be overwhelmed. They do not want to give up more rifles. Fur spots 1 for free. What else can he do with this? Alu's on the A site. Taco's there for support for Fur. Moving towards B now. We'll see where they choose to pincer. He can rotate towards CT, but Kishima makes his presence known. Alu, however, has not.
He's just chilling as usual, but he will die without seeing anybody. It's quite funny. And now it's just Carrigan. And then the expectation's not too big. And that is why Fox with an easy kill onto Carrigan, 3 rounds away. It has felt like such an incredible struggle from the beginning for SK Gaming.
Yeah.
But it's actually possible here. They're 3 rounds away from actually taking us into overtime. And you can never ever count out SK. Ever. Especially at a major.
The struggle is indeed real. Now you have to feel like SK know where they are, right? They're against match point every single round. FaZe, the pressure has to be rising for them at this point. And now we may see these double ups come into play for SK. Finally, Fallen is also AWPing. See a CT on the low ground again. Always good to have Molotovs there. Fallen moves away just in time as those nades fly in. Now Fox can aim to the middle of this area to try and catch a peeking player. You really have to be careful with the peak of your jump when you're going for those jump peaks towards the apartments. If the apex is in the middle, then you are a jumping jack waiting to be picked off. 2-2-1 set up for FaZe at present. Everything slowing down, getting quiet. Kishima anticipating a late smoke top short, which would explain his position. Alu covering his back. Something goes wrong though, this could fall apart for them. Now it seems Fox still looking for a pick towards the B bomb site, as AWPers often do. Alu, JDM, AWPers who like to go for those picks in that area as well. And I think Fox is smoking off the end of the balcony with this.
Appears you are correct. The smoke has landed at the end of the balcony, and that cuts off all information. And it also makes it that it's very scary to try to push through that smoke as a CT, unless you're already in front of it, because you don't know what's behind it. Alu, though, very, very fast to that pick. An awkward shot, but he makes it happen.
That's a scary read as well. That's suggesting know what SK are doing. 3 people on the A bomb site for FaZe.
And Rain is sitting there. He hasn't got direct support because of these smokes. He's going to hold on. Is there a flashbang from a teammate? Doesn't matter. He's going to go down. One and gone, but in comes Kishima. Also down by Fallen, as it's a 2 versus 3 situation, and time is starting to really be an issue here for the SK side. They have to plant. Is there time? Oh no, he's too late to plant the bomb, or is he? He gets it down just in the nick of time here, but Carrigan launching himself straight in there, takes down Fallen. Just Fox left with the AWP. As James said, he hasn't got any frags on the board. This is a clutch he has to make happen, and he will with only 10 points of health. So close there by Fox, so intense that moment, but he does deliver for SK, and now they are a mere 2 away.
That is a massively scary round for SK, especially when Alu gets the pick in the underpass. It's like they know what SK have planned. It goes down to the Y, understanding, clutches it for them. Kishima charging through the smoke, Fallen in a great position to trade. This is a tense match, to say the least, especially for a fan of SK. You should sit on the floor so you don't fall out of your chair the way this is going at the moment. No one in the middle area for FaZe, looking to play the close quarters around the A site. 2 players on the ramp. SK have time on their side for the time being.
Oh my god, James, what is that? The pot shot through the smoke, that's the classic.
A can of spam has been delivered to Carrigan. I hope you're hungry.
Oh man, never nice to be on the receiving end of that one.
Taco's gone on an expedition. He is, oh man, Taco's cleared Palace, and now Rain's gone into Palace. But the bomb's still towards the B-bomb site for the time being, but it could rotate. Oh, and that's fallen apart. What a disaster for Taco. That's really unlucky for him. How do SK respond? They've got 1 minute.
They Fallen got the pick onto Kiyoshima now. They know that both players went down towards B, so that's an easy take of the B-bomb site, so that's a really easy answer for them in the end. And the bomb will make its way all the way to the B-bomb site. Oh, Fox has been spotted, and he will take down both Rain and Ali for the clean finish. Almost clean finish, only Taco lost. Boom, straight in the... Was that a leg shot? Ah. Anyway, 15-14. What an unlikely comeback SK have made. This is such a crazy match.
1 more round to go, and maybe this is the kick up the behind that FaZe needed. Sometimes it takes that last round to take things over the line, so don't count them out in normal time just yet. Alu on the AWP once again. Going wide, doesn't want to get double naded on the ramp there, but SK looks to be going for a fast play towards the A site. The slow ones haven't worked out for the most part, or they've been a real struggle to succeed.
And one question is, if they push now, they could actually catch Alu a little bit out of position, because Alu's a big part of a defense with that AWP. The smokes aren't down, they're just running in, contact style, lining up by the sandwich area, but picking up the kills. Alu comes into play. AZ pushing past the smoke. There's one, gets himself a second. AZ almost good for the third. The remaining players so weak, just Taco left standing. Now he is the man for the 1v1 clutch. He's got to do it, or FaZe are gonna take this one against SK. So much time to play with as well. He's going to be backing up right now. There's so many questions for Karrigan in this position. What is Taco doing? It's so interesting that he's picked up the AWP as well.
Yeah, I think it was for the short position, but now it's made things awkward for him. He's holding the low ground, he's committing. He can move back down the stairs and look on the high ground. There can be peaks from there as well, but now Karrigan's repositioned. I mean, maybe the AWP helps him in the fact he's low. He can't take some bullets from a duel here. He wants that one and done. But now Karrigan's been allowed to reposition and he's moving towards default. And now Taco's moving back and he's gonna get the angle first. Oh my God, that was down to the wire, but we're gonna go to overtime. This is so tense, Dan. This is unreal. How have they brought us back?
Oh my God. The timing.
I'm sweating bullets down. I'm sweating like a pervert.
The timing there is so sick. Overtime. SK, if you're an SK fan, you should be mad at SK for just playing with your heart right now, because this entire match, they haven't made it look like they were going to win. They've always been behind. They've just always been behind. Every round that they've won feels like a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, look up struggle in dictionary and SK's map of Mirage here versus FaZe may be in there, amongst other things. That was such a grind for them.
Yeah.
I mean, FaZe have to feel like they were in a strong position. They must feel like they are the much more together team. But what's done is done. Normal time is now history and they need to continue. They need to refocus. But again, SK, they've won a lot of rounds. This is the beginning of overtime, so they will continue on the same side. So perhaps momentum is in their favor. That is definitely a weight on off their shoulders, at least in the short term. So we'll see. I would say they have a psychological advantage, at least in these early rounds of overtime.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a clean slate all of a sudden after a very marked problem, which was the regular time in Mirage. So we have what is to be an A play pretty quickly, it would seem. Rain's in a very forward position. We haven't seen him in the forward position too much at the very early points of the round. And he is slowly shuffling backwards. Oh no, Fallen catches AZ. That's a free kill for him. Rain sat on the bomb site now, and he's got so many angles to worry about. All of a sudden, this defense could be collapsing inwards. But Rain, what is this? 2 frags there for him on the defense. That's going to make up for it just a little bit, but there's still more work to be done.
Alu's position in CT means they can't plant the bomb for the time being. Yashima of the off angle takes third down. What do SK do if they're still running out of numbers to cover all these angles? Connector's still a question mark as well. They've got no more grenades, just pure duels for these, well, one Brazilian and one Portuguese guy. Fox can't really plant a bomb in that position. Goes for the short plant instead. He's made the right play. Cold Zero can't hold down the angles though. Fox has a lot to do. Instant trade. FaZe back on the scoreboard.
And that's important. Just like you were saying, you know, I feel like I agreed with you as well. SK with a bit of an edge going into this overtime, but picking up that victory there in the first round of it is really big there for FaZe. And this defense here, just Rain couldn't move. He was basically in turret mode there. Having to make such a big swipe as well to get the second player. That was a very important situation there right at the beginning of the push. And SK get, oh my God, James, they've gone double up on the T side here. This is nuts.
Interestingly, FaZe could have picked up a second AWP. Karrigan did collect it for a while, but they chose to stick with one. And indeed, it is MR3, 3 rounds per half, starting with $10,000. So we'll see if this works out for them. Casually walking into the angle, neither player takes a pick.
What?
That is so bizarre. I have no one's here. This time you've got the bait, so they move into the middle area, but still no pick on either side. Fer got an angle. Kishima needs to be careful, but for now, he's holding an angle on short. CPL smoked off. What do SK do with this map control? They've got 2 towards A, but look at this position. This is the SK setup they have here. This is why it's bad to put YouTube videos up, Dan. Yeah. All your strats get stolen.
Yeah, I honestly still don't know how Alu did not get a kill there. That was crazy. And the thing is for SK, they can't just sit in mid. There needs to be the second phase now, as I mentioned before. You either get control connector or you get control of where Kiyoshima is right now, the ladder room. And that looks like it could be the goal here for SK, and they can leave lurkers towards A, perhaps. Kiyoshima, it's really big that he defends here, and he gets nothing, absolutely nothing. And in the meantime, Fallen picks off AZ. Ali will get a return there onto short. This is a good angle. The bomb's down there too. Yeah. But it should be recoverable. There's a couple smokes.
Time is ticking though. Time is ticking. And this puts SK in a really awkward situation. If they smoke connector, that's not going to really work out for them. How they collect the bomb? They're not trying to do it just yet. There are 30 seconds left. They may try to put themselves in a position to win by elimination, but they really need to collect that bomb. 20 seconds. Which bomb site are they even going to go to? Look at Rain's position. If they go A, surely SK is screwed. They won't be able to plant the bomb because of these positions. But Alu and Rain are moving towards B. They've abandoned the A site then.
Oh man, but they're coming back now. They realize what's going on. Fox will be able to plant in the open, but as you said, this should give a lot of good shots here. Potentially, but Rain was so important. That position's gone, so is Alu's. And now it's down to Carrigan. He's been having a game so far, but it's going to have to be something incredible to steal this one away in a 1 versus 4. He's already got 1 kill though, and the bomb is freshly planted. He does have a kit, so there's time to try to work this one out, but he has an AWP to contend with as well as 2 rifles, and he cannot pass the first test of 3. He will fail, and SK will put themselves with a round into this first half of the first overtime.
The change of power in that round was completely bananas. If they'd held angles on A, that would have been nutty. We've got the North keeping eyes on things. They are in one of the rooms here at ELEAGUE.
It's quite funny, the
all
expression
kitted
there.
out, swag lords.
I like Magic's expression there. He's just like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's somewhat bonkers. We've got Carrigan, he's gone for the auto sniper. I don't like this weapon on Mirage personally, but everyone's to their own. If people are running through a smoke, it can be useful. Otherwise, much rather an AWP, one and done, may be superior. And either way, we'll see how it plays out. Alu holding things down up close to the AWP and connector.
Oh, that's such a strong position. Fallen with the flick though. That's one of the things that makes Fallen so good. He is very good at dealing with the unexpected, but Alu will take him down, and that's really big. The bomb's been spotted too in middle. It's been dropped, in fact, which does mean that SK, they have to dedicate some players in collecting that. Gives a bit of good information here for the FaZe side in putting together this defense now. However, I think Taco could be a big problem from Palace there, but look at this. The attempt comes in, Fox into the angle, somehow takes that one away from Alu. Very, very important play from Fox. Nicely done.
Taco lurking towards Palace. coldzera looking for an opening. To get a pick there. That could even suggest a B play, but now we see Taco showing towards Palace. We'll see how this plays out. Carrigan with his auto sniper. There's AZ gone. So which way will the bomb go? 35 seconds, just moving into B apps. So Carrigan's going to have to play auto sniper in B. That should be interesting. Unless Kiyoshima can hold things down. He's moving to an aggressive position in the apartments. That's a nice angle for Carrigan, but 2 of the 3 players towards B. Kiyoshima with a lot to do. Surely hears the sounds now. There's 1 player flying in. Down goes Fox. The trade comes in. That's the bomb going to get planted now. And Carrigan taken down as well. A thin lead moving into the second half.
There is no way. I was so emotionally prepared for FaZe to win this match, but this resurgence from SK, this is the first time that they've actually taken really elite. That's kind of crazy. It's only taken finishing into the first half of the first overtime to accomplish that, but they find themselves in that position, and a lot of that, a lot of the mentality of a team like SK is going to be based on every individual knowing that they having experience, except for Fox, winning majors. Having that experience, knowing that you can and that it's inside of you to win a major, to come back from all the odds, is something that's always going to be very troublesome when you're dealing with a team like SK. And they're showing that mental constitution right now. Coming back around ahead, moving into the second half of the first overtime. Can they do it, James? They have a double orb. Once again, Fox and Kolb.
Right then. Double AWPs at the beginning of the round for the CT side. That is an all-in play. So if you're an SK fan, you better hope they win this round. Otherwise, things may get pretty damn ropey. Fallen and Fox playing from CTA. coldzera is with the second AWP towards B. We know what he can do with that. Carrigan, AZ, top mid. Kiyoshima moving through the underpass at present. Fur needs to be careful from that angle. It's really interesting. If FaZe go for their standard pop flash into connector, I don't think it would flash from that angle. It's kind of impossible to flash everywhere in connector because of the nooks and crannies. He will back off though, play the safe game. There's that smoke into connector, and then you see the pop flash, and AZ will make his way inside. And there it is, standard stuff. Also see North doing that actually.
So it looks like AZ's going to make the entry attempt now. Oh! We need a kiss cam there between Fleur and AZ, but to be fair, undiscovered. The trade does find its way there though. Fallen's position becomes very important. Unknown finds a window of opportunity. They line up for him. Takes down one. In fact, it's AZ going to be giving him a hand there to finish off Rain. Fallen, though, trapped behind this stack of boxes. Very hard to get out of this position. He's got 17 points of health. Desperately needs Cole to come in and save him. And Cole is getting there as fast as he can, taking down Karrigan along the way. And these grenades are pressuring.
Oh, that money grenades!
Oh, so close to AZ. AZ's playing with Cold. Oh, Fallen goes for the hold. AZ just steps out and says no. Bringing it home with the AK. 17-17. James, you called it an all-in play. They spent a lot of money on those double ops. Where are they left now?
How did that grenade not kill him? If that grenade lands, they win the round. That is bananas. So is this push. Fer managed to save it, but oh, it's just a bit short, Otherwise, that is the round for SK, but it's not. Oh my god, Dan, they've gone for 3 AWPs!
I don't even know how to describe this. I guess Fallen wants to warp, and he's like, well, Fox, we know that you need to AWP to play the AWP best, and Cole's really good with the AWP as well. So why don't we all have AWPs? AWPs all around.
This is like selling your house and selling your children, and putting it all on black.
All right, well, let's see if it comes up black after all for SK, because in comes the push, and they're being smoked off. This is the perfect response.
Oh, dear God. Triple AWP retake with triple AWP retake on the A site. That's going to be quite interesting. They will have lots of angles to play with, though, especially if Fallen can hold on to the CT area. You've still got players on short, and there we go. Cold Zero will not allow Kishima to plant the bomb. This may work out after all. Took too long to get that bomb down. Smoke dissipates, and they'll pay for it. 3 players remain. And now this dynamic of these AWPs is going to get really weird. Rain with 13 HP. There he goes. This might just work out. They could even win with no players taken down. There's Alu. Oh, how does he miss that one? He can go back for the re-peek. AZ up close. He's going to go as well.
Oh, my God.
That is insane.
It's actually hilarious because, as you said, like as soon as those smokes go away, suddenly having 3 AWPs, trying to plant on that bomb site is like, it's a little bit troublesome all of a sudden. It actually becomes really favorable. We can see that it's impossible to really get a clean plant down. And once you get the plant down, like how do you get into cover from the AWPs? Where do you go?
This is like, that round was like the book Death Note, where basically towards the end, every page you turn, someone else has got the upper hand on someone else. It's like, well, now I've done this, and because this, I have this. And it's like, well, I'm anticipating this, so I know I have that. But it's SK who have match point over FaZe, very unexpected. And the triple AWPs continue, Dan. This is not Oceanic Counter-Strike. This is a major.
Oh, man. Fox going in for the pick there, denied by the responsible smoke onto the short position. And not much Fox can do in that spot, so he'll have to give up that angle. But there's only so many angles for him to go to because everyone's gone up. So you got to be careful not to take an angle or a position where you kind of become useless because you've got another friend AWPing there. But Fox is going to re-peek, a late re-peek there. That's so quick from Fox. It is unreal, the confidence coming out here to make a peek like that. And that's Alu dead. That's such a big pick. What do FaZe do? They kind of have middle now. Flash comes in. First completely blinded. Oh, barely gets it against AZ just in time. And this is a big advantage now for SK.
And the flash did hit him after all. SK looking to win. They're looking to win the match. They've got a 2-man advantage. But the B split is coming in. I'm not sure if Cold Zero's seen it. Trying to get more graffiti, but not going to work out for him. He's going to get his bell rung as well. He does have support, but it could disappear. He will be the one to disappear. Karrigan slowing down the push. That retake through the shop might be difficult. 2 players there. Taco, though, is position unknown. Kishima must have spotted him. The default flash coming in. He's going to get his bell rung as well. 3 versus 3.
Fur is coming in from apartments. Very important position. He's able to get one in the chaos. Kiyoshima's looking for it now. Looks like he knows about it. Nice damage on the nade. That's 40 health gone there from Kiyoshima. Carrigan and Kiyoshima, the great dynamic on this B-bomb side, but Fur eliminates every single one for the quad kill. Lovely stuff. And SK, they are going to take Mirage away. What a strenuous affair that was, though. What an emotional journey it was.
That is a bananas victory. I do not understand how this has happened.
Oh my
This
god.
is crazy.
1,000-mile stare.
It looked like such a struggle for SK to even win any, like a few rounds on their T side in normal time, and they somehow won the match that.
Again, you can never really count out SK at the major. By the way, I do love that cheeky jumping up from Colder trying to get that shot. Yeah, it's just very cool from him to go for that one. Obviously, it didn't work out this time. Handshake.